Up on the stage. All right, let's put myself in the box. Let's get myself up there. What's going on, y'all? Let's give y'all some time to get in the building. While we wait for everybody to get in the building, let me go ahead and just put myself down here in the safe zone. That way y'all can just see me from there. As a matter of fact, let's go here. That way y'all can see me. We relaxing, we waiting for the room to fill up and get some bodies in here. What's going on? Live, laugh, love. I'm glad you're in the building. Eagle Brothers, hello. What's going on, June Brown? They still over there on ADP channel, hashing it out about what they think the dream should do, y'all. What they think the dream should do. Let's give people some more time to get in the building. Let's get them in the building. Let's get them in the building. As a matter of fact, while we get them in the building, let's see here. I want to do something. And you know what? Let's spruce this up. Let's spruce this up. Let's spruce this up because this is supposed to be Monday. Here we go. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come into the building. Come on. a second. Let me get up on the stage. All right. So I'm gonna say this. The folks that are sitting there talking horrible about the players, that's one of those things where I really truly don't. I try to have people see things from a different perspective, because when you're looking at something um such as, and I love Miss D, and I'll use Miss D for example. Miss D is never wrong. Miss D doesn't like to be wrong, right? Anybody that knows anything about basketball know that when we look at this team and how good they are and how great they can be, you're only as good and as great as the coaching that you're being given. Correct, June Brown? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Hey, Brian Lewis was going to say, June, I agree. The coaching is their biggest problem. I 100% think that. I think that Semesco he's a great guy. And he has a good heart and a great personality. And I know that there's things that he sees visually that he would like for this team, but sometimes it's not about visual. And once you're in a season, it's not about visual. It's before the season. It's that off season in which you see that you have, and the players that you have to determine whether or not that is where you're gonna say, let me get up here on stage, where you can say, hey, well, I don't know, maybe it is me. When does it that he sit back and he says it's him, or taking accountability? I think Tyler Marsh made it a point to do that quite often, right? Last year and early on in the season for Chicago, where he said, that's on me. And sometimes it's just simply on you as the coach. What's going on, big girl? I'm glad you're over here. If they still over there fighting that little bad fight, you tell them they might as well go on and shut that down and get on over here, because that's a bad conversation over there. I had to talk to someone named Christopher in the chat over there. Christopher said something in regards to Angel. She shouldn't have said that, hey, we're ranked number 1 in the W right now. Well, at the moment, it was true. Was it a lie? No. Did it last longer than a week? No. However, the young lady was excited to be on the team where she was winning. You got to remember, she had 2 bad years. She had 2 years in the W, and both years in the W were bad years. They did not perform very well. Winning is something that she really wanted. It was important to her. So sometimes you just gotta figure out ways to get these players what they want and put them in positions to be extremely successful. And if you can't put them in positions to be successful, that's pretty much a problem. What'd you say, Lewis? Brian Lewis said, if the dream not making threes, Carl doesn't know what to do. He doesn't. He's lost, and I need him to figure it out, because you will not make it past the first round. And at this point, if you continue to lose more than you win, then you're fighting to keep yourself in the 500 contingents to be able to afford the opportunity to have the chance. Now, we got to remember, year before last, the dream was so bad. The dream was just like the sky. And they just did edge the sky a year before last in 2024, because Angel got hurt, Camilla ended up getting re-injured, and Kennedy Carter was injured. So, I mean, think about it. If those 3 players don't get hurt, then the dream don't make the first round of the playoffs in 2024. So expecting the dream in 2024 to make it past the first round when they barely made it in the door to the playoffs, to me, is crazy. That's crazy work. That's, to me, is someone that's not paying attention to the team and the league as a whole. We got to really pay attention to this stuff. It's important that you look at that, because they were not really in contentions. They were just as bad as the Sky was in 2024. For two teams at the bottom to really be fighting a battle to see who's going to get the last spot in the playoffs is crazy to me, right? So I expected them not to make it past the first round in 2024. But then you come around to 2025 and you end up essentially ended up being the third ranked team in the league. So to me, that's growth. That was growth last year for them. So, and folks want to say, hey, well, Angel didn't make the team any better. They're right where they were same time last year. Well, that's possibly, and that's almost just about true, right? But you also got to realize they don't have Bree Jones. Angel's playing out of position. Angel's not a 5, she's a 4, but she'll play wherever you put her. But there's a number of things that you have to think about when it comes to certain teams, and I just can't sit by and listen to people just have a crazy sentiment about something that they're not being logical about. You got to be logical when it comes to different things, such as teams developing, who the coaching is, the coaching style, the style of players, and trying to mix and match and bring them all together as a whole. So you got to look at those things. That's just me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's me. That's how I would look at this, because the Dream was just not that good in 2024. Threes is going to hunt them and haunt them and haunt them, because they just can't knock them down. And their success in beating the Fever what's going on, Ms. D? Their success in beating the Fever this year for 2 games in a row after going down 1 was because they went away from putting up the 3 balls, right? So when they went away from that and they start putting up middies and start executing, spreading the floor, like I said, they need to spread the floor to give themselves spacing, proper spacing. They did that extremely well in those 2, that second and third game against the Fever. And that's why they were successful in winning those games. But they went away from that. And I do know that the refs getting kind of involved and taking away some of their tenacity and their grit of a passion for the game can sometimes deter and change your dynamics on how you want to see things. Or can I be myself? Can I enjoy the game? Can I do this? Can I do that? It's a no-brainer. Things like that happen. I see Brand Chicago playoff bound. Oh, look at the Goon. He's telling Brian Lewis that Chicago is playoff bound. Maybe they are, Goon, but we're not talking about Chicago in that capacity. And yes, I did bring them up, but I used them as an example as to 2024, that Atlanta Dream was just as bad as Chicago, because they were both fighting for the 8th spot in the playoffs. So, i.e., as to why they lost in the first round, they just weren't that good. But they did edge over Chicago in 2024. Yeah, they edged over Chicago in 2024, again, because Angel got hurt, Kennedy got hurt, and Camilla re-injured herself. So you just think that could have been Chicago sitting in that 8th slot had those ladies not gone down and got knocked out in the first round in 2024. So the dream was just finding themselves that year. Chicago beat them. They met 3 times. Chicago won. They went 2-1 against the Dream that year. So you just got to think about that. They weren't that good. And then last year they turned it completely around and went from being somewhat down to the 8th team in the league to being the 3rd team in the league. So they had growth. Now you come this year and you would hope that you'd have a little bit more growth. But we also got to take in consideration that the teams aren't who they were last year. everybody's gotten better. Everybody's gotten caliber players on their team that afford the league to be extremely competitive, except for a team like Connecticut. And I'm going to tell you, Connecticut have some players on their team. They just have a coach that don't know what he's doing, because they should have won more games than they have. Now, would they be in a bigger standings? I don't know, but I think that they're good enough to have won more games than they've won thus far. So it comes down to coaching. It comes down to personnel. It comes down to chemistry, and then balancing the floor. Those are all the key tangents for a team, an organization being successful. So that's why we just can't seem to get over the hump of the Valks. Now you won't see the Valks until the playoffs. And you want to hope and pray that that's not the team you meet up with first. I would hope that that's not the team you're going to meet up with first, because right now they are the third team in the league right now. So now let's get into the segment. So I wanted to bring that up because I know that Brian, we talked about it just briefly for a second, and I said I wanted to talk to you guys just about it for a little bit. So we kind of have we have an understanding where teams are. Teams are better. Teams are better. Your top teams have kept their core, but they're also bench heavy, meaning bench heavy. They got players on the bench that can come in and be extremely effective. But sometimes if the starters are getting it done and the coach just feel like the bench can't help, they put them in a little bit and they can't help, then things change. And that's where we are. That's where I am with it. I can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak for me. So we have to think about those things. We have to think about, as I said, Brian Lewis, she does, but that's not Angel. She's going to follow the vets respectfully. Yes, and that's you said it perfectly, big girl. We talking about Angel here. And if people have not paid attention, should be paying attention. And that means that they don't know her very well. Angel is going to do exactly what the coach tells her to do. She's going to do what the vets on the team is asking her to do, because she essentially came to play with them. So she could get outside the box, but I don't think this is the year for her to get outside the box. She's going to give the team a chance. She's going to follow their lead. When things start to wind down, it might look a little bit different. It just might. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But we shall see. We shall see. But let's get to the subject at hand. Let's get to the subject at hand. It's too often we go through our little spells of different styles of play. And I'm going to say it like that, right? Because the Dream is struggling. We know that the Dream is struggling. We're not expecting them to do anything else different other than just be their wild kamikaze self, with being able to enjoy the game. I think one of the big issues that the Dream is having is the Dream don't feel comfortable with being themselves, which they are an aggressive team defensively, and they have not been able to do that for 9 games, right? This last game was the first game that we've seen, especially in the last 4, but 9 games for Angel, right? But the last 4 games for the team as a whole, where the team has actually been allowed to be physical as well. And so the game kind of went back and forth. The narrative that the refs have, where they're trying to dictate how the game is going to go for its physicality, I think it's a problem. It's a big problem. Alicia Grace said it, and she meant it, and I'm 100% in agreement with her. But the Valks, however, because we can't close at the end, is a problem. It's a problem. But let's get into it. Okay, we got a few people in here. I've talked enough about just some odd things when it comes to the Dream, but let's get into it. Welcome back to Court Vision with SoPrettyToni, and I am your host. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about uh, the events that took place, and try to break this down as clear as possible on how the Dream lost yet another game to none other than Golden State Valkyrie, 88-83. On the 4th of July, which, man, that kind of spoiled my fort. That's why I had to get me a little sauce to kind of help me with my nerves, man, because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. They had this game in the bag, but they just could not hold on. Again, it came down to possessions at the end. I did see, and one of the things I'm going to agree with Ms. D. Ms. D is in the chat. I'm going to agree with her on that. You know, you have to place the ball in the right person's hands, right? I heard Big Girl say that in the other chat, and we can all agree the same way that you have to. It's important that you put the ball in the right person's hand going down the stretch. You put the ball, and I'm going to say this very clear. You put the ball in Angel's hand, you win this game. You win this game. There's 2 possessions. I believe we were 74-77. Angel scored. It was 76-77. Then we got them to turn the ball over, and Angel was open 2 more times back to back, and she didn't get the ball. I think you give her the ball at that point, you take over the lead, and now you're sitting in a situation where you can hold, and all you got to do is get some defensive stops. But Gabby Williams cooked the shit out of the Dream 3 games in a row whenever she felt like it. In that first game, it was Kayla Thornton and Williams. Burton didn't give you a lot, but she gave you enough. In game 2, it was Chan. The Dream was up. Chan came in the game, and Chan forced her way into 13 points, which literally put the Velks right there. And then Gabby Williams came off the bench, and she cooked us for, what was it, 13 straight points to win the game, to seal the deal. And then you get into this game, and the same thing. Gabby Williams sat on the bench all the way until the 5:30 mark, 5:20 mark of the 4th quarter, and then she came in and she went to work. And our team the Dream just did not have an answer for her, i.e. as to why she's a starter. And I'm going to give her props. You do what you do to get the win. And if that's what it is, then that's what it is. She even got a little excitement in her voice when she made the one, got to the cup on Angel, and she yeah. You know, Angel's like looking at the ref. Don't point at the ref, Angel. You got to defend, baby. And moving right along. But let's get into it. This game to me had everything. And you tell me if I'm wrong, chat. If this game didn't have defense, passion, aggressiveness, body to body, if they didn't have those things, I don't know what it was, because they were allowed to play physically. They got sent to the free throw line as often as they possibly could get there. We just did not shoot the ball very well from the free throw line. They're free, right? You make half of those free throws and you win the game. That's just that simple. You make all the free throws, you win the game with a little bit of a cushion. But the momentum swings, they happen on both sides. It swung from the Valks coming out, slamming the Dream's head up against the wall immediately, and then the Dream coming back and saying, no, I will not be denied. That didn't hurt anyway. And so then they came back and they were able to get themselves back in the game, i.e. as to why the game ended up the way it did in that quarter. So let me put the scoreboard up here real quick so we have the scores. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Okay. Where is my where'd he go? Don't mind me, y'all. I'm somewhere. Hold on. Am I hidden back here? Am I hidden? I shouldn't be hidden. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find where the screen went to. Where did the screen go to? Where'd you go to, screen? Where'd you go to, screen? Up. Let's get back in here. Hold on. Look like I got exit out the door. Look like I got exit out the door. Hold on. Oh, no, I didn't. Girl, y'all help my little soul. I was like, where did I go? Don't mind me. Let's see. Big girl said, Tony, Carl doesn't have a game plan. All the games were winnable, but because of bad play calling, fatigue, missed shots, bad rotations. This is on the coach. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we're saying the same thing, big girl. We're saying absolutely the same thing. This is absolutely on the coach. The coach has to figure out a way how he's going to, for one, do better. Two, be able to get his team in a position to be able to win. Right now, he's not doing that. Let's get on the stage. Let me get this up on the stage, guys. All right. There we go. Let's scroll up so you can see the scores. I'm sorry, I wanted to make sure that I pulled this up. I was looking at the remainder of the Dreams schedule. So since we're here before we get to the scores, let's look at the remainder of the Dream schedule here, y'all. The losses to the Valks wouldn't be so concerning if they weren't dropping games to the Storm and Mystics without Citron. They have looked terrible in ways that look beyond coaching. Yeah, and they look that way. I agree with you, Erob, Erob 52. I agree. And that stems from them not showing flashes of different parts of their game, which they absolutely all have. And that too comes from not having a game plan. I know Semesco is this guy that everybody thinks is, oh, cool. He's going to develop me. He's going to get me here. He's going to get me there. But sometimes development, if you want to be a developmental coach, just be a developmental coach. You can't do both as a head, because if you were able to do both, the team would not have dropped. Like you said, E-Rob, they would not have dropped the game to Seattle. And I understand that fatigue was major. Like the team was absolutely gassed in that game. I get it. But then you still shouldn't have lost to Washington as well. So you win both those games, you lose 3 straight to the Valks, and you're still in good position and you're still in 5th place at this point, right? But otherwise, this is where you are. So Thursday, you play Seattle again. Saturday on the 11th, you play Portland. On that following Monday, you play LA. And then you have a 4-day break. And then that Friday, or well, really a 3-day break. And then you play Toronto for which is going to be the third time you play Toronto. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, this will be the third time you play Toronto, because we got Toronto 4 times, guys. We got them 4 times. So they'll meet for the second time. I'm sorry, for the third time on Friday. Yes, because they met on the 14th of June, and then they played again on the 22nd of June. Won both those games. But this, when you look at this here and you just go like, oh my God, this just looks so bad. I think if Carl wouldn't play the starters 35 plus minutes, they would have legs in the fourth quarter. Chanel, that's probably one of them, right? But that's him not giving players like Ryan a break, or maybe Nas. Nas is burnt to the ground. That's why Nas right now have to uh, have a break, because she's on minute restrictions, and she have to be on minute restrictions because of the situation that she's in right now. Oh, hold on, y'all. I just got a message from my son. Let me take this. Hold on. Y'all go ahead, talk. Give me a couple minutes. I thought my son was sending me something important. That boy ain't sending me rat jack, y'all. He's sending me some silliness. Anyway, yeah, so look at this schedule, y'all, and tell me where on this schedule where you feel that the Dream should struggle in the next 7, 8 games. Where's out of those next 7 to 8 games, who should they struggle against? You got Seattle, Portland, LA, Toronto, Chicago, Dallas, Seattle again, and then you get to the Aces. The Aces is game number 8. Now remember, you'll get to Dallas, Seattle, and the Aces after the All-Star break. So before the All-Star break, you have the 5 games in which you heard Angel and Leash talked about in the last interview. You have Seattle, Portland, LA, Toronto, and Chicago. You have those 5 games before you go into the All-Star break weekend. These goons said they're gonna whoop LA ass. They're gonna whoop Portland. Yeah, we hope so, man. We hope so. And if they don't, to me, you really truly have to reevaluate the coaching staff at this point. Yes, players have to execute. You can almost say players should go rogue, but you go rogue, you get put off a team, you get suspended, and it doesn't help your team if you put yourself in that situation. You can, however, have those conversations behind closed doors with your coach and kind of figure out what are you going to do next. So what will you do next? That's one of those things. But let's get back to the stats. Let's get back to the stats of this game. Not individual stats. Sorry, it went back to individual stats. I don't want to go to individual stats. Holy. All right, here we go. And so we talked about this, but so let's recap this real fast. Let's just recap it. Okay. Kayla Thornton, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Williams, 19 points. Again, she had 5 points, y'all. 5. She came in the second half and she cooked us for 14 points. 19 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 3 steals, no turnovers. Then you get to Zelini. Zelini, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 turnovers, 2 steals, 1 block. Stokes had 5 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Burton had 21 points. The thing that also got me with Veronica Burton's last shot was the fact that the ball came off the rim from Charles. No one tried to rebound. Charles got her own rebound, passed it to a wide open Burton for a 3. That 3 basically to me was one of a crucial dagger that you needed to try to overcome, but you couldn't, because now you're under a minute and now you have to foul to try to get the ball back, i.e. you lose by 5 points. But you make the free throws again and you look different, right? you won't be having this conversation. You still have a conversation about them not playing extremely well, but it is what it is. Is Angel hit 6 points in the fourth quarter, and he went away from her. Absolutely, that's one of those things I was talking about, Brian Lewis. Like, there were still 2 more plays after she hit those where they went down. She passed the ball to Ryan. Ryan bringing the ball up the floor. Angel rolling. She's a player you got to hit on the move, right? You hit her on the move, you don't give the defense a chance to have a fighting chance against her. It's either going to be an and one or they're going to allow her to score. And at that point, you just worry about Angel finishing at that point. Angel was open back to back after that. So technically, Angel should have had anywhere from 10 to 12 points down those last little 2 minutes of that stretch. Why? Because she was open, she was rolling, and they just didn't get it to her. Now they're gonna box her out like a groundhog and keep her off the boards, right? I.e., as to, I heard you all heard us saying, like, why wouldn't he put in Okot? Like, it would have been nice to have Angel and Okot in there at the time, because guess what? Now you got another boarder in there. Let Okot get in there, work to board. Angel go in there and be physical. Instead, she had to get her last 2 fouls and foul out of the game. I believe what was it? 23 seconds on the clock or 12 seconds, something like that. I can't remember. Now she's out the game, so she can't be effective and help you anyway. And Nas ain't gonna get it done because Nas is just small. Angel and Okot had you was trying to say had nice on them, had mice on them, and they missed them twice. Yeah, they did. They are like little mice. They're like little mice, little insects, and yeah, they didn't utilize them to their fullest. And like I said before, you put the ball in her hands down the stretch like that, and you're gonna win the game. You'll win the game. You got to figure it out. Atlanta coach stupid as hell. He should have played BG and Bree. Well, Jones it would be nice for Jones to have been back, but I think they'll surprise us and she'll come back after the All-Star break. I would love to see her come back. Again, don't want her to rush, but at the same time, it's time that we see her. I mean, if you got Fee that's ready to go, and Fee had a surgery on both her ankles, it's almost time to see Bree Jones, period. Every game is what is, let me see, every game is not for Okot, but against Golden State, Okot can be used because Golden State bigs, not great perimeter players. I said that too. We're speaking the same language, Brian Lewis. Okot is not for every game. Okot is not a starter for the most part. We tried that, and we had that conversation with Bro Claude. Bro Claude feels like she should start. Some people think that she should start and figure out a way to work through her differences while on the floor. But you don't want to go down 10, 15 while she figures it out. I think right now she's great coming off the bench, but you got to get her a feel in the game. When the game is moving rapidly, no, it is not for her. But when you have a team like Velks, they definitely should have used her, because all 3 games against the Velks, Okot was in double figures. And so he should have used that to his advantage. I don't think he nor his team paid attention. It says that Tony Kroll not having defensive schemes is hurting them too. Exactly. I.e., that's why Gabby Williams cooked the hell out of us. She cooked us to no end. I mean, rotisserie chicken. Shit, legs are burnt. You like a little charcoal on your legs? Because that's exactly what she gave you going to the cup. If she didn't get to the cup, what? She knocked down a 3 in that 4 on Angel. Angel trying to close out because she had to come off the screen. So now she's the one that had to take Angel. Angel stepped back. She gave her room, so she put up a 3. And then the next 3 plays down, just attacking the rim. And that's what she needed to do. She did what she needed to do, and that's why she's a starter for the All-Star. I'm not going to take any of that away from her. Now, her passion for what she said to Angel at the end, I don't know why that was, why they chirping, because those two usually don't chirp at each other. But anyway, um, Burton's with those, I think I stopped on her 21 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 4 turnovers, a steal and a block. Then they got to their bench. Again, they got big numbers from their bench. Let's see. That was a total of, let's see, 30, like, yeah, they got 37 points, 37 points from their bench. Now, you just take away their 37 points from the bench. Even if you take half their points away from the bench, they don't win this game. You turn around and then here comes a dream. Angel gives you 17. She probably would have given you anywhere from 20 to 24 points. You got to give it a ball down the stretch. It's just, if you want to win, you have to do it. She has had a double-double. She had 13 rebounds to go along with those 17 points, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 2 steals. And she's going to have those high rate of turnovers, because just trying to do what she do. And they either call them for a charge, a turnover, she travels, whatever, right? She's a big that's trying to do a whole lot. At the end of the day, yeah, she's turnover mammy. We'll turn around and we got Gray also, four turnovers. She had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, and a steal. Then you get to Canada. Canada had 7 points. Canada had 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 turnovers, 2 steals. Howard, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. And then you get to Barlace, who gave you absolutely nothing in 10 minutes. That's why he went away from her. You get to Hillman. Hillman, finally, he kept her in there to muster up her 24 minutes of the 25 that she's allowed to have. I still think that some more of those minutes should have went to Okot, simply because Okot was cooking and she's playing a really great game. But Nas, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Kone, 4 points in 6 minutes, and 1 steal. Okot, 10 minutes, 11 points. She was perfect from the field, 4 of 4 and 3 of 3 from the 3-point line, 2 rebounds and a turnover. Pow was no help. She said, I don't know. I'm playing hide and seek. I don't know what we're looking for. Then we get to Navarre. Navarre played 4 minutes. I can't pretty much fault her. She went in for a minute. They took her out. She came in. She played 2 minutes. They took her out. And then she played another minute, and that was just it for her. She didn't have time to get into the rhythm. She did, however, get a rebound and had a turnover to go along with that. So you cannot win a ball game like that when you literally you were nowhere near that foolery for us turning the ball over. They had 14 turnovers. You had 17, and that came by way down the stretch, which shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened. They turned up the defense, and it's like you turned off the defense. Like, what are we doing here? You defend them, and you defend them well, you win the game, right? That's typically how that goes. But then, what do you do from that, chat? I'm asking you, because it's like, we just talked about it, right? The coach has to be better. The players have to execute better. They have to spread the floor, because that's the only way that they can execute the way that you need them to execute. You have to have all the intangibles. You have to defend. You have to block. You have to cut off their angles. It's a number of things that have to take place that simply, absolutely just did not take place. It didn't. It really and truly didn't. It didn't. The physicality of the defense in that game, they allowed the Dream to play just a little bit, but the Valkyries is just a very aggressive defensive type of team. And if you don't allow a team to match the intensity, this is the things that's going to happen. And the team is worried about fouling out anyway, because they know that the Velks know that if they attack, if they go on the attack, that this is what's going to happen. Questionable whistles on some of those plays. Alicia Gray's 3-ball that they call back. She's fallen, and you take it away from her and say offensive foul while she's in the air which is certainly just a horrible call. So now, guys, you think about that. You get that three ball back, and now you would only be down. Well, you shouldn't have been down. Put it that way. I'm not going to say that you only down by three or whatever. You shouldn't have been down. Period. At that point. And another fourth quarter collapse. 3 games for the against the Val and 3 fourth quarter collapses by the Atlanta Dream. While Golden State improves to 14-7, Atlanta Dream goes to 12-9, which is absolutely crazy. And after finishing the game on a 14-6 run over the final minutes is crazy. It's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm going to tell you what impressed me a little bit about Golden State the most. It wasn't necessarily their shooting. It was their competitive nature, their composure. Every single time that Atlanta made a run, Golden State answered. Why? Because we didn't get no stops. The stops that we did get, we didn't capitalize on them. Again, you got them to turn the ball over 14 times. How many times did you score or capitalize off of their turnovers? That's another thing. Did you go down there empty-handed? But Golden State answered every time the Dream made a run. And they never looked rattled. They didn't look like they had no clue. They did not seem like they were in a bad position where I'm in a dire strait and I got to score. They just stayed poised the whole time because they knew after playing the Dream twice already that they probably would fold under pressure. I mean, it is what it is. Their defense created a lot of late churls. I mean, forced turnovers and then turned the defense into offense. So having those 17 turnovers, they absolutely capitalized on, and they allowed Charles to get into the game where Charles was kind of like out there, but she wasn't effective. She was still trying to find a way in that particular game on how could she be, what could she do for the Valks that would help her team since she wasn't doing very much else offensively or, but her defense is why she's there. And to me, that's winnable basketball. If you don't think that's winnable basketball, then you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. Veronica Burton was outstanding with her 21 points and her 4 assists, attacking the paint, making timely jumpers when needed, playing under control. And when Atlanta started making mistakes late, Burton made them pay. They just made us pay, period. And she finished. She finished. That's why I said she was able to take whatever mistakes we made, turn the ball over, they finished. And we always seem to turn the ball over down the stretch where early on, and I talked about this, early on in the season, they were better closers than they were starters. Now they're trying to find their footing in starting and having a difficult time closing, which is absolutely crazy. But for Burton, she looked every bit of a floor general for Golden State. She looked extremely well. She was the floor general for them. She did an astonishing job. She kept them poised, and she just cracked it point by point. That's it. And Gabby Williams continued to do her and be on her all-star level type play with her 19 points, 2 assists, and 3 steals. The thing is, she had no turnovers. And she's continuously improving every game that she plays. She has not played like this the entire season, but just with the Velks alone, she looks so much better of a player than she did when she was at Seattle. I think in Seattle, trying to find ways to play, always trying to get in between how she was going to maneuver and be that dominant player like she is now with Seattle while having Skylar Diggins there with her and also being able to feed Nneka the ball. See, now she don't have to feed anybody the ball in the paint. They don't have to worry about giving Stokes the ball. They don't have to worry about getting Amir the ball. The guards just on the Valks, they just play. Their goal isn't to pass the ball. Their goal is to make sure that Gabby carries them over the hump. That's what their job is. And her offense was just excellent that game. It was, I mean, super excellent. But defensively, it's kind of questionable. She completely changed positions while on this team. Her ability to anticipate passing lanes, created transition opportunities for her team to shift momentum towards Golden State in pivotal moments of the game. So swinging back and forth, that had a lot to do with how Gabby played and the creations that she was able to make while anticipating a lot of the pass and different things that the Dream was doing. Winning plays don't always show up on the box score, guys, and you know that. Gabby makes those plays every game, and it's not just on the Dream. She does it on every team that she plays. Every team that she plays for, and every game since she's been with the Valks. She has been able to do that no problem. And she gets the rest that she needs. She's not playing and killing a whole lot of minutes. We'll go back to it. I'll show you the minutes. Her minutes was simply this. No, let me go to her. What Valks? What was she? Gabby Williams played. Nope. Let's get up to the Valks. I'm still on. I'm down there on. Here we go. Let's go back to the Valks. Yeah, she played 27 minutes. 27 minutes. Because her bench came in and did phenomenal. 37 points from the bench. Charles will come in for her, but Charles and her were in there at the same time. Hayes, a mixture of Hayes coming in and switching in and out. And then for Burton, you had Chen, and then Salon also did her big one as well in place of Kayla Thornton. We managed to give Kayla Thornton played 23 minutes, and she was literally 1 of 7. She had 2 points the whole game. Now, Atlanta had their chances to kind of get some things done, but let's be honest. Atlanta had opportunities to win the basketball game throughout the entire game. They did. They did. First quarter, Atlanta 22-19. Atlanta did not play very well in the third quarter at all. They lost that quarter by 10. It was 23-13. Literally only 13 points in that quarter. You got to match the intensity. You just have to every single quarter. Then they kind of gave them a taste of their own medicine in the third quarter, winning that quarter 24-15, and then they lost. They absolutely lost the fourth quarter 31-24 because they just couldn't finish. They couldn't. The battle back and forth, falling behind early and having to catch up, and then falling behind again in the third quarter, trying to figure out how you're going to get through it. They actually held them to 3 points, held them to a 3-point lead going into the final minutes. It's just crazy. It's crazy. You have a 3-point lead in less than 3 minutes, and you, instead of building on it, you kind of let it slip away. Oh boy! Then the unrivaled moments of this team can be a killer. We know Angel finished well, 17 points again, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. Yes, we have to put in those 4 turnovers. Another double for her. She battled, she rebounded, she competed. I got to give her that. I'm not going to take absolutely nothing away from Angel's game. This game, she did a really, really good job. Everything you wanted to see from Angel, and we all know that Angel plays extremely hard on both ends of the floor, and she never stops going. She never stopped going, i.e. that's why she gets so exhausted. But just battling, being that monster on the board and getting it done. She gave Atlanta second chance opportunities on all throughout the entire game. All afternoon, she gave them second chance opportunities, which she was not able to do much of that in the other two games. I think game two, I think she had 11 rebounds or something like that. But game one, it was a struggle, right? Because Stokes and Amir was killing her down there. They blocked every single thing that she tried to go up with. They boxed her out. She couldn't get any boards. And then they got outboarded. But then they fixed that and made that correction, but just couldn't capitalize and finish off. But turnovers and foul trouble just limits Angel when we have situations like this, and it impacts the game down the stretch in key moments. So we gotta hope for her to be better with that. Still, her effort was just amazing. But guys, I just when I just think about this whole scenario of this team and just watching them just constantly just put themselves in positions where they're giving, I don't want to say they're giving up as players, but they're giving up the minutes, they're giving up the lanes, they're giving up the stretch, they're giving up the offensive prowess of the other team because of their lack of defense. It's crazy. Atlanta late game problems, they just continue. This has become a trend for them throughout this stretch that they've had. The Dream continues putting themselves in a position to win. Then late game execution disappears, missed opportunities, untimely turnovers, missed free throws, questionable offensive possessions. Those little mistakes become huge against quality teams. And as you can see, that's exactly what this looked like in all the games that they've played, that they've lost. That has been this 5-game losing streak. Let's see what happens in the next game. Let's see what happens in the next game. So, and do we hope that maybe we can get the bench more involved? And when I say involved, we actually need them to actually help execute and give us some things. It says, let's see, E-Rob says, I mean, I have seen nothing to suggest that they can't turn it around easily. This team could be out of the playoff picture, spot 1 through 8 by the All-Star game. Absolutely. They absolutely can. It's just a matter of them losing another game and Washington winning. Also, someone that's at the bottom winning and we continue to lose. That's absolutely right, E-Rob. You said it right there. It says they need to find their closure, Tony. Yes, the closure. I'm going to tell you who that closure is, big dog. The closure is Angel. It is. It absolutely truly is. And now that she was actually able to get some calls in that game on Saturday, they should have absolutely went to her. They should have. Passing her up when she's on the move is a problem. That's a problem. Let's see, Curtis says, what's going on with the Dream? This is crazy. This is crazy. It's very crazy, Curtis. I don't know what we can say. I know that they're remaining positive. So hopefully that positive attitude that they have can get them somewhere on the court. That's what I'm hoping to see. We seen who GS closure is. Yeah, we know who Golden State closure is. It's Williams. It's not Burton. It's not Sloan. It's not Thornton. It's 100% Gabby motherfucking Williams. It's Gabby all the way through. They need 7 games. Let's see. The next 7 games, they need to go 6-1. They'll have 5 before the All-Star break. And so after that, then hopefully they can pick it back up once they come back from the break. I just showed their schedule. Let me go back to their schedule. Let's go back to their schedule. Let's go back to their schedule. Schedule. Okay, there it is. Okay. So again, they have Seattle on Thursday, Portland on Saturday, Los Angeles Sparks on Monday next week, and then that following Friday, they have Toronto again. They just need to make sure they hold Mabry. You hold Mabry and you play like you know how, I think it will be fine. It'll be at Toronto. God, they got to go back there. It's crazy. Anyway, you know how it is over there. So hopefully it would be better. They'll call the game right. Do you feel that Plum will be back for Los Angeles by that time? And if so, will she be well enough to be able to execute down the stretch for them? And what about Portland? Do Portland fight so hard that they win? Because after the Chicago game, they play Chicago in ATLE, and then they go to, well, they'll stay in Chicago. That's going to be a part of the All-Star. They'll be heading back there. Well, they'll get to stay there that week, that festivities. They'll go home for a couple of days, and then they'll fly back to Chicago for that All-Star break. And then they come back and they start playing again. They'll have Dallas on July 29th. This is all winnable games. They're all winnable if they weren't tripping. But the way they've been playing, they really dug a hole for themselves. It's gonna be nice. Yeah, it is. It's gonna be dicey. It's gonna be super dicey. It's gonna be interesting, to say the least. See, these girls need to be coached up and need to be coached up. Somebody need to coach and train them. I said the same thing, that they need a coach that is going to coach them through. They cannot give them the ball and leave it up to them, because it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just not. As Chanel said, it is a folding under pressure, or just too tired. I want to say that your players that's going to be tired is going to be mostly Ryan and Leash and Nas. Nas right now is on minute restriction, so she's getting the rest that she needs. But Ryan and Leash aren't getting the minutes that they need to really rest their body to be able to sustain an entire game. Hey guys, you're in the building. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Do not be afraid to hit that like button. Hit it. Shoot. Hit that like button. Let me go in here and check, see what's going on. Cause I don't know what's going on here. What's going on? Where is it? Let me check. Let me check, y'all. I'm checking, make sure, because I'm still on ADPs. Let me get off of your thing, ADP. Let's go on mine. Let's go on mine. Oh man, if y'all don't hit that like button, hit the like button, y'all. Come on now. Hit the like button. I need the dream to come back. Come back to the light, Caroline. Come back to the light. We need them to come back to the light. Where'd it go? Uh-oh. Hit the like button. Let's see. I'm on comments now, so I'm gonna read you guys' comments. I'm reading your comments. There we go. It's just popping up. Let's see. Hey, when you get off of here, make sure you go and hype this video, please. Hype the video. I see a lot of people taking breaks right now. Either they went off to go watch the game that's getting ready to come on. I think who's getting ready to play right now? Gotta go right now. The Valks and Washington will play at 9:30. I'm sorry, and at 6:30. So in about 20 minutes, the Valks is going to play Washington. Then at 7, you have Minnesota and Connecticut, and at 9 o'clock, you have LA and Seattle. I see you, Shirley Kimbrough. What's going on? I see you waving down. Let's see. Curtis says, it's like the Liberty girls are being coached. The Aces girls being coached up. And it's like they're being coached to train, being coached to train. You don't get the good without the training. Absolutely. I would love to see what Semesco has up his sleeves. I mean, because there's not enough for you to sit here and tell me, well, I know everybody's going to want the start to look great. Well, the start did look great, but right now you won 4 straight and then you just lost 5 straight. Which you should have beat Washington and you should have beat Seattle. So technically, you should have only, if you were going to lose the games to Golden State, and even the last 2, you should have won. That's just that. You lost the one on Friday the 26th by 3 points. You lose this one by 5 points. The first game, you lose by 11 points. So, it's one of those moments. It really, truly is one of those moments. Let's see who else got something in the chat. Who else got something? Who else got something? Something just ain't right. Where is Hey, well, ADP, I know you were just on. I'm about to say you have anything, but I know you were just on. So if you do, I'll drop the link. Okay, what Big Girl say? I think he's answered Big Girl's statement. Who else got something? Who else got something? Says, what's going on, Shirley? Let's see. Shirley said, Big Girl, I've been screaming, what defensive scheme does he have? They be out there looking lost as all the time. Yeah, they look lost at times. To me, I'm saying all the time they look lost. Because unless they're not giving me the energy that they gave when they played the Fever, nah. I need them to get mad. They need to get mad and they need to play. That's what I need them to do. Oh, she says I'm cooking my salmon cakes and rice. Yeah, go ahead, cook up. Send me some. She about to throw down. Well, go ahead on. What's going on, Green Thumb? I see you, Green Thumb. I see you, Green Thumb. Well, guys, I mean, if nobody has anything else, I think that's about it, because all I'm going to say is, I hope that Dream can find their way. Make it right. It says, I'm a coach. I can talk about the game, basketball all day. Yes, me too. I can talk basketball all day, Curtis. Literally all day. Won't skip a beat. Won't skip a beat. Won't skip a beat at all. Eagle in the house. I didn't see Eagle. Let's see. Oh, there's Big Dog. Yeah, I didn't see Eagle in the house. Unless that was earlier. Anyway. Let's see. Angel Reese is not a center. Angel Reese is a 4. She just has to play that position because Bree Jones is not here. And he's not trusting in Ocott to play Angel and Ocott together. Hey, MSL, where you seeing all? Oh, MSL done entered the building. Boy, where you been, MSL? We talking about the sorry ass Atlanta Dream, Tony? Did you talk about Skylar? Not that you have to. I saw something a little earlier, but I didn't get to read it. What's going on with Skylar? Somebody said there's trouble in a brewing in the house. I don't know what's going on. Somebody want to tell me what's going on? Tell me what's going on, MSL. What's going on, Jonathan Gonzalez? I see you in the building. What's good? What's good? Everybody rolling on in. You rolling, Shirley? Hey, she wins. What happened? Y'all tell me what happened. What happened with Skylar? Since I've been here. Oh, you been here? Where you been, man? I ain't see you. But quiet. Look, quiet. Cause I'm sick. I'm talking about the dream. Well, it was my day. It was my day. That's why it's a slow night, because everybody's sick of talking about the dream. But I was gonna do it yesterday, but everybody was on. So I try not to go on. I try to respect everybody else's time and not go on at the same time with them. So when it was time for me to go on, there was two surprise lives going on at the same time. So let's see. Eagle Brother says Skylar started acting a fool on Instagram, talking about she benched now and warning how she's been nice. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, it scrolled up. Let me click on it. It says Skylar started acting a fool on Instagram, talking about she's benched now and warning how she's been nice and quiet so far, looking crazy. Yeah, she benched. Look, guys, let me tell y'all something. We said this, okay? We said this, that when Vandersloot comes back, somebody will be sitting on the bench. Somebody will be sitting on the bench. Skylar is getting benched for calling out the WNBA for allowing racism and showing. Oh, okay, Jonathan. I need to see that. Yeah, showing negligence towards the players' safety, and Skylar called out Kathy Engelbert for it. Hey, it is what it is. He want to bench her for that? Y'all go ahead. They stupid. How you gonna bench players for calling folks out? Shut the heck up. Hey, Skylar, don't worry about it. You want to come over to the dream, Skylar? So let me go to the box scores then. Let's see what happened yesterday. Let's see what did I miss? What did I miss? How is she benched? When did she talk about him? Because unless I don't know. Well, maybe they must have told her that she's probably gonna be sitting down for a little while. I don't know. Maybe. Oh my gosh. I need to go back and I need to look at a lot of the players who started talking about that, because everybody needs to talk about it. Everybody's to buy, but I wanted to put this up because I read Jonathan's thing, but I wanted to put it up. Let's see, Michelle says Skylar started acting a fool on Instagram, talking about she's benched. Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that. I read this one. Talking about she's benched now and warning how she's been nice and quiet. She has been extremely nice, extremely quiet, but to tell a player to shut up and play, that's the type of people that Vandersloot want on her team. Because this is Vandersloot's team. I don't give a darn what y'all try to say Camila Cardoso is a franchise player. No, she's not. This is Vandersloot's team. Check your Instagram, Tony. Okay, let me take a look. Then you got a coach. Okay, let's see. There we go. Let me pull it up. She wins. Send it to me. Let's pull it up. Oh, let me put it up here. Ooh, y'all did this to my goddamn Skylar boy. I'm about to be mad. I'm about to be on y'all goddamn head, man, because I'm only watching the sky because of Sky. because of Skylar and freaking Camilla. And Skylar was very intentional in passing that ball to making sure that she passed that ball to Camilla. Taking it back. Oh, there we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see. Huh. Mm-hmm. All right, here it is, y'all. Here it is. So, moved to the bench. I've been putting my body on the line all year for this team. I've done everything that's been asked of me. I've been great professionally. That's the decision that's made. And I gotta live with that. Dang. Look at my girl face, man. Look at her face, y'all. Move to the bench. Damn. That's cold-blooded. Let's look at some of these tweets. Skylar Diggins confirms that she has been moved to the bench for Chicago Sky after starting every game this season. That's coming from BRW Sports. She hinted at the lineup change on IG stories earlier today. The last time Skylar came off the bench was in 2016 after recovering from an ACL injury. Ooh, somebody find me the lineup. Somebody find me the lineup. Somebody find me the lineup. MSL, I gotta get you up here because you know you about to go ham on this. Hold up, let me get this. Let me get it. You know, I'm about to be messy. 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 Let me go to MSL. Let's see. You're about to be messy. Skylar's been known to act up though. Skylar knew this and still kept Sloot knowing. It still kept Sloot knowing it was gonna clash. Though Cloud is the next. I mean, although Cloud. Let's see. Though Cloud in the mix, and we could be hearing about boxing matches in Sky locker room soon. I'm sure. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ooh wee. Let's see. Let me send the link to MSCL. Let's send the link to MSCL. We'll be a little bit messy. Let's be a little messy, MSL. Let's be a little messy. Come on up. Let's be a little messy. But that's not true. It's just that they, let's see, I was reading coaches. Let's see, coach said, let me go back to the top. It was like he was talking about Skylar and then Cloud being in the mix. And then Curtis said, it looks like to me that the other girls are getting more training and coaching than the African-American girls. So it looks like the African-American girl can check the other girls. It could be, but that's not true. It's just that they've been more trained. And then here come Goon. Goon said Chicago Sky still, let's see, Chicago Sky still playoff bound. If you feel that that's what's gonna happen and Sloot got it and she could do it all by herself without the rest of the players, then go for it. If her and Azare are the ones that can get it done, then go for it. Because Sloot is gonna start now. Now that Sloot is probably off a minutes restriction, right? You got Sloot, you're gonna have Taylor, you're gonna have Jaquez. Or you don't have Taylor, you have Sloot, you have Jaquez, and you have JC Sheldon. Then you have none other than Sloot's BFF and Azare Stevenson and Camila Cardoso. If that's not the starters that she said, I'm sure that that's the starters. And it says, I'm not joking when I say I'm the man for the job for the coach of the dream, head coach, assistant coach. Go ahead, man. Put in your app, bro. Put it in. put it in, and when you get there, let me know so I can, you can call me and get my advice if you need me to kind of sit, the back row, so I can kind of, get some of that good old advice in there. Talk to the players as they come in and out of the game, helping them understand what they can't see. Because sometimes it's stuff that they can't see. It's stuff we can see because we're the spectators. We're watching, and we're watching from the TV, and we're watching from shows and apps, but we're not at the game. And even when we're there, we can't really say much other than yell it out, and that's about it. It says. So did I send the link? Yeah, I sent you the link, MSL, if you decide to come up here, because I feel like being messy. Listen, say what you want about Skylar. She not to be played with. Look, we know that, ADP. Shoot. Coach Tony gonna be Atlanta's coach. Hey, they could definitely call me up. Call me up. I'll coach them up right too. Call me up. It says Sky got too many guards. Laugh out loud. It's gonna be a mess. I forgot about Taylor. She should start over all of them. Whew. At the 2 spot. That would be nice, right? But it's all I can say. It's gonna be interesting. I gotta go find Skylar and see what's up. I gotta go find Skylar. Let's see. Let's find Skylar. So back to what they were saying here. It says she hasn't sat down since 2016 after coming back from an ACL injury. This says this person, Sarah Unusual. Reese was right all along. Diggins coming off the bench is the most stupid decision any coach can make. That girl is a force. That's organization. That organization need total cleaning. Well, they call themselves cleaning it unusual when they call themselves getting rid of Angel because they say Angel was the problem, but we all know Angel was not the problem. We all know that. It's just easy to put on her because she's the eyes, and nobody wanted to be under a microscope while having her on that team and in that program. It is what it is. You got to know when you have a Caitlin Clark, a Angel Reese, a Paige Beckers, an Olivia Miles, a Stewie, Asia Wilson. What are some other teams? A Flage Johnson. Different players like that. As you have players like that, you got to know that you're going to be under a microscope. It is what it is. So it doesn't change. It doesn't change. Hey, MSL, I dropped you the link if you want to come up. If not, then we're cool. We can talk about it a different day. But I want to go finish reading this. It says, if we're being honest, she has been quiet for what's she's had to deal with. Absolutely. She absolutely, truly has. Chicago is the sunken place. Free Miller. They say Free Miller, y'all. Free Miller. Free Miller. 5 told y'all last year. Y'all didn't want to listen. I did tell them. Let's see what some of the replies is. It says, they not gonna listen unless it's coming from somebody else. Exactly. They did not want to listen to 5, y'all. They didn't want to listen to 5. It's crazy. Yeah, messy. What else? She wanted money. It says she wanted money. Let's deal with it. Well, I mean, sometimes you're gonna move. For one, she wanted to go home, so that was one of the main reasons why she chose to go to Chicago. I don't think that she had a clue that Angel was gonna be leaving, but the deal was already in works and probably already signed, sealed, and delivered at that time. And then it came out that she came to the team, and then they made her believe that this is what it was. It's all about you, Skylar. It's all about you getting the money. But hey, it is what it is. Next up, it says, somebody, I'm still laughing at that Free Miller. It It says they're not gonna listen coming from somebody unless it's coming from somebody else. She wanted money. Let's deal with it. Then move on. It says Reese told y'all about this organization last. Uh, laugh out loud. The fact Skylar is coming off the bench is crazy. Then it says this is from Barb's to Isu coach, player, GM, salute, having her way. Yeah, she having her way. He says she coming back, she gonna start, and somebody gotta sit down. And so she figures it's gonna be Skylar. You done bought Skylar and then pissed off. Yep. That's what Miss Money K said. Yep. Now we get down. Nobody wanted to listen to Angel. Meanwhile, GSV balling. Guards balling. Keep it moving. It says she knows Chicago front office was terrible when she took the money and signed with them. Reese told y'all. Keep it going. Angel told y'all Chicago is a poverty franchise. People ripping your people up. Goon. Atlanta just need a bench. So you want to have you won't have too many of some of these starters. Majority of the game. Very interesting stuff coming from the Sky organization this season. I don't know why that's very interesting. It's the truth. This is coming from two godsons, UB, whoever this is. And then it says, I don't think they've been the same since my favorite player, Candace Parker, won them the ship. And it's funny because I believe they were playing the Mercury. Skylar was on that team. Skylar was on that team when they lost, but whoever you are, ONIFC034. Let me tell you something. Candace Parker was a part of that team and she led them that team, but your winning bucket maker was none other than Ezra Stevenson that got them that win. But nevertheless, it's always a team effort. So I do want to say that. Anyone knows who's starting? Somebody replied, let's see. They said most likely Sloot. Mike Hunt. People are being funny. Shirley Sloot. Y'all know it's Sloot. Why y'all playing? Y'all just play around when y'all ask silly questions. Shirley Sloot. None of them are playing fantastic right now. So maybe they're just mixing things up. Come on, Britt. Don't do that. Mixing things up how? I don't know. No, GM and part-time player Sloot. I'm sorry, y'all. I find this stuff so funny at times. Atlanta missing Maya Caldwell. Maya Caldwell will be coming in. BG is gone. Coffee is doing her own thing with the links. But now I want y'all to realize you said that, Goon, about Coffee. But now that Fee is coming back, I don't know how many minutes Coffee is going to play. Because Fee coming back and Coffee, she only going to come in until Fee come off that minute restriction. Once Fee come off that minute restriction, I don't know who or how many minutes Coffee is going to play. Coffee is going to end up back in that situation, in that realm of where she was when she was with the Dream. Yeah, Coffee may be underrated, but that underrated player been balling over there with the Lynx right now. Why? Because she has a perfect point guard. A point guard can make a difference for a team. And Olivia Miles is giving them that. Nafisa and glorified as Ezra Stevens. Yeah, I tell you what. MSL. Jeff P continually makes an ass out of himself because he continues to listen to and or do things for Sloot while everyone else in the world is laughing at him. I sent you the link. You gonna stay down in the chat, MSL? Yeah, they laughing at him. Yeah, they laughing at him. That's what I'm saying, CourtVision. Atlanta missing bench. Yeah, they missing bench. I think that if you kept Coffee, right? Coffee would be a great help, but then that takes away minutes from Ocott. You see what I'm saying? But she would definitely help. Oh, you didn't see it? The link? Let me send it to you again. All right, let me go back and send it to you again. We'll stay on right at 2 hours, and then I'm gonna get off. Let's see, sent. Let's go to my sent box. There you go. Let's send it. All right, I just sent it again to myself. I'm going back to this Instagram and see Goon says, Tony, y'all only got Ocott and Pow Pow coming off the bench. Burley's don't count because she ain't about shit. If you emailed it, I didn't look yet. Unless I emailed it. Did you want me to put it in the chat here? All I did was emailed it. Let's see. Now let me see if I can go to I want to go to Skylar's. Let me see who has Skylar's page. I got to get the Skylar, baby. Hey, she wins. She wins. Send me Skylar's page. Send me Skylar page. Big niece show. Oh, my little niece Pooh. I like that. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button as you come in. We talking right now. We have concluded what we're going to talk about when it came to this whole crazy dream situation. Now let's get to we trying to talk about Skylar Diggins and what she has to go through now. And they gotta know that Skylar, what's his name say? He didn't want to have to 10 with Sloop, but guess what? He got a 10 with Sloop anyway. Hey, there you go. Boy, she wins, be on it. That's what I'm talking about. She wins, be on it. She wins, be on it. I am trying to see what Diggins is talking about. All right, I'm following. Now, Diggins, let's see what you're talking about. I need to find what you're talking about, Skylar. Skylar Diggins. Let's see what you're talking about, old Skylar. Skylar, what you talking about? Look, we going through, y'all. We going through. My dang on, look at it, y'all. She gone. Thank you. And that's crazy. You gonna put up a post for them that says thank you. You gonna put up a post that says thank you. And that's something. Hey, look at that. That's cool. That's keychains. Okay, leash. I need one of those, but I need one that say 5. Give me one that say 15, and then give me one that say 5, and then we cool. Go to her stories. Okay, I'll go to her stories. Let me go to her stories. Let me pull that down while I go to her stories. Go to her stories. I go to her stories. Dear WNBA, big goated, homophobic, and racist attacks on social media. Okay, let's let's go to her stories. Diggins, let's go to your storyline. Let me see if I can get to your storyline, sweetheart. Let's get to your storyline. It's taking me here. Take me through that. Take me through that. Take me through that. Take me through that. I'm trying to find her stories. Where's her stories? Y'all know, boy, y'all teach me something new. What's going on, Hog Boss? I see you in the building. Real money, I see you in the building. Y'all coming in kind of late. We get the girl getting ready to wind it on down. But right now, we talking about good old Scholar Diggins, boy. We're talking about old Scholar Diggins. We talking about Scholar. Okay, let's see. This is a clip. Let's get to this clip. Let's put it back on stage. I need to get to the start of this. Let's see. Why is it? Come on, take me all the way back to the top.
I've been so good and quiet.
Why is it? What? You're playing with me. You see how it changed on me, y'all? Let's see. Oh, I can't play this. Let's see. The King Center. Bigot, hospice, and racist attacks on social media and otherwise. Why is it going away? I ain't even finished reading it. Press pause. Dang on it. Pause it. I'm going to pause it. The social media and otherwise are not outside noise or something the Black and LGBTQ players in your league should have to increase their mental toughness to endure. Let's see. Did you ever get it, MSL? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. All right, MSL, there you go. Yeah, I had to read this. Wow. So she was basically talking about the mental toughness that they need to have based on what they're having to endure. And you can and should address the issue with intentionally strategy and courage. You should, but I don't see that happening. Let's see. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, on that slide right there, I know Auntie, on so one of your regulars in your chat, Auntie, like she showed the slide where she wrote something, and then this video, which is very short, but she sound crazy.
I've been so good and quiet.
Yeah, she about to go off, man. She about to cost.
I've been so good.
Well, it's a little longer. So, like, besides that, like, she makes an intro, and then she talks. She says, "I've been benched. I've been so nice. I've been so good and quiet, And then she just looked crazy in the camera, like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. It's about to be a Skyzilla attack on Chicago. It's coming, Skyzilla.
Hey, thank you. She wins, boy. She wins on it. She wins rolling it in. I got it. She wins. Let me get to. Look, I said, let me be messy. What's been going on, Hog Boss? He said I was here. I was in the bushes.
Skyzilla. It's gonna be an attack.
Boss, he was in the bushes. Here we go. Let's pull this up on stage. This is too funny. So let's read the Chicago Sky. Suffer. Let's see. Let's go back to the top. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Stop doing all that extra stuff. See, you see how it's doing to me? Stop that. Chicago's. All right, I'm just gonna leave you alone because you tripping. Whatever this thing is up here, you messing with me. It says Chicago Sky shuffle practice venues as facility delay continues. So we're talking about the delay of their practice facility. The Sky practice facility has been named as a venue for community events during WNBA All-Star Weekend, which is in less than 3 weeks. Okay, moving right along. It says Tyler Marsh released a statement. I sent both Skylar and Tyler's additional statements to you and IG. Okay, I'm gonna look at that in a second. Yeah, I gotta see that. That's just too funny. It's about to get ugly for them. I'm just saying. Chicago, the Chicago Sky's permanent practice facility still has no firm opening date after months of delays. Now their practice location for the rest of the 2026 season is in flux, and it's unclear whether the facility will be ready in time for the WNBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago later this month. Y'all know that stuff ain't gonna be ready. And of course they time out because I'm not a part of their little deal. I don't want to subscribe to y'all. I could accept the cookies. Disagree to close, agree and close. Let's see, agree and close. Let's see. Now will y'all let me in? Nope. You want me to sign up? I ain't signing up for Jack. I ain't signing up for Jack. I ain't signing up to read y'all.
Tony,
Chicago.
I don't know if you played the same thing, but I sent you the link to the Skylar video.
Oh.
It's
you sent it in
yeah, it's in the chat.
In the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go. I gotta go to my YouTube channel and pull it out of the chat. What's going on, Duvall? What's happening, Duvall? I see you, Duvall. We talking about the mess they got going on right now in Chicago. They got Skylar Diggins putting out pieces, man. Putting out pieces.
This is the second one in case that doesn't work. I'm putting it in the link.
Okay, let me go to. Oh, I don't see it in. I'm looking at my. Let me hit refresh. Let me hit refresh and see if it pops up. You know, this will be the first time in 277 games that Skylar has not been a starter. Exactly. They just broke up her record. They just broke her record. We're gonna speak on that at 8:30 Eastern time tonight. Okay, I'll make sure I'm off by the time y'all get ready to jump on.
If you can't pull it up, just go into YouTube and in the search bar, just type in Skylar Diggins and you'll see them pop up. Because that's what I did just now.
If you put it in the chat here, I don't see it unless you send it to my email because I don't see it.
Well, I guess I can email them as well. Hold on.
Yeah, because I don't see them.
I forgot. It never usually shows up in the chat. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, they're messing with a loony bin. Skylar, I love you.
Yeah,
Skylar,
she look crazy. She look good and crazy, no doubt.
She about to go off on the sky. Hold on.
Yeah, she look good and crazy.
Baby. Hey, my girl. Hey, you saw that grin she just gave? I've been.
I know. That's that Glenn Close Fatal Attraction grin that she gave Michael Douglas. You know, for those of y'all that don't remember or watch Fatal Attraction, you would know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. Because she won an Oscar for playing some crazy old vindictive woman because she got dumped. She was not having it. He had his fun and he was like, it's over. And she was like, oh, really? No, it's not. So, okay, Tony, I'm sending it now. It just says Skylar on it. Yeah, the way she looks in the camera, like me and Broclaw was talking about it earlier, and I jumped in the bathtub, I jumped in the closet, I even wanted to jump out the window. Like that's how scared I was when she looked in the camera like that. I mean, she ain't no joke. So it's amazing how Tyler Marsh, Jeff P., and Courtney Vandersloot allow themselves to stay in the news constantly about stuff that's no good, that's not flattering, that's not nice. And particularly with Jeff P., it's funny how he allows Courtney Vandersloot to constantly put him in compromising situations where he doesn't look good. But because I feel he listens to her because he doesn't have any basketball knowledge, and he thinks because she's been in the league so long and she's a point guard that she knows what she's talking about, she listens to him when he doesn't realize that he's being constantly played because she has her own selfish reasons, right? She got benched in New York, so now she wants to play, right? She wants to get the assist record So now she wants to play. It's either her selfishness or she's secretly working for Kathy or the league to try to undermine players such as Angel Reese when she was there and whatever else they need to do. Because I don't understand how someone, and we know Jeff P is not smart, but how do you have someone constantly embarrass himself over and over and over again for an old 38-year-old washed up player with a bum knee who wasn't that fast and a good defender to begin with? I guess you're muted, Tony, and you can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me in the chat? Okay, y'all can hear me in the chat? Oh, okay, sorry, big dog, my bad. Yeah, so yeah, the whole thing is mind-boggling to me, like how Chicago can constantly stay in the press for stuff like this, and they're about ready to get a Skyzilla attack on the city of Chicago. And I'm curious to see if the real media, not social media, not online media, but if real media is going to report this, because over and over again, the last year, they don't want to talk about, especially the Chicago press, they don't want to talk about how bad the Chicago Sky is. And once again, they can't even do without fumbling the Skylar Diggins thing. She had issues a few weeks ago when they lost. She's got issues a few weeks later. And why would you bench a 35-year-old productive guard that was an all-star last year for a 38-year-old has-been coming off an ACL? Like, make it make sense. Like, I don't understand why they would do that. I mean, you can call her Sonic the Hedgehog, you can call her Sleuth the Hedgehog, you can call her Grandma Hedgehog. Any way you cut it or slice it, she's a hedgehog coming off of an ACL. Like, I don't really understand it. I don't really get it. And you're talking about someone that was an all-star last year, an all-star. And up until a certain point this year, she was a borderline all-star. So now, and I know Big Dog is in the chat. I'm not even looking at what he's saying. So now you're bringing her back and you want to start her, if that's what the rumors are, for what reason? So she can break an assist record? Because if that's the case, then neither Chicago, Michael Altman, Tyler Marsh, Jeff P, or Courtney Vandersloot are a serious organization about winning. No, they're not. It's just another circus. And I need to see the media call them out on this, because there's no way you could be a serious organization. And the irony is, this is exactly what Angel said. And it was the only thing she said about Vandersloot, when in reality, she also probably knew she was behind the machinations with Teaspoon's firing, with Kennedy Carter's removal, etc. But even the basketball portion, she was 100% right that how can you rely your franchise on a 38-year-old coming off of an ACL, and voila, here we go. Make it make sense. Microphone came out. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. And you can't be a serious organization, like Big Dog said. You cannot be a serious organization if you're catering to a 38-year-old coming off an ACL. They don't even know if she could play, y'all. So a couple of games where she's making passes and getting the ball into Camilla, okay, that's nice. But the reality is, you're not a team that's going to win a championship right now, especially with Rukia Jackson not playing. So the real question is, what are you going to do to make this team in the near foreseeable future? Right, Tony?
That's a good question. Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
What are you trying to do? Like, putting her, like, even if they wanted to try to go back to this whole Chicago championship in 2021 nonsense, okay, so she's going to break the assist record. Guess what? Nobody in Chicago is going to care. No one is going to care. No extra people are going to come out and watch your games. Nobody's going to write stories about it. You know, maybe somebody in the Chicago Tribune or the Sun-Times Examiner, but no one else is going to care.
No.
And your players, because the question is, where is the direction of this organization going? That is the real question. And the other part is, Rakia left the situation, Tony, in LA with boss woman Kelsey Plum. So now I'm gonna get another boss woman, except this one can't play. Like Broclaw was talking about this earlier. So if Sloot is gonna run the organization next year, when presumably she comes back off her ACL, when the new Detroit shot come on, Rakia is gone, and once again Chicago gonna be left holding the bag, Tony.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. I don't know what else to say.
Because she ain't sitting here to get bought. At least Kelsey can play. She not sitting around for some old sandpaper face Sonic the Hedgehog, looking grandma that's gonna tell her what to do. I mean, at least Kelsey can ball.
Right. Here's the one you sent, MSL. Let's see. Oh, there we go. The old funny business.
I've been so good and quiet. And the crazy part about it all is that I've been so quiet. I've been so good and quiet. I've been so good and quiet.
Oh man, that spells
the crazy part about it all.
That spells crazy. That spells crazy. That spells
she looked like Glenn Colson in Fatal Attraction.
Somebody in trouble. Somebody
she
is
getting
in
that
trouble.
Fatal Attraction vibe.
Somebody's in trouble.
I'm telling you, it's about to be Skyzilla attack on, and she just gonna tear up Chicago, the arena, Wintrust Arena, the locker room.
Y'all gonna put her on the bench. That's the crazy part about it, where she can speak her mind. MSL?
I don't know. I mean, it's funny. This organization keeps making dumb and silly decisions over and over and over again. And for those in social media, we have fun with it, right? People are already making fun of the organization, but the problem is so-called legitimate or corporate or established media. They rarely talk about Chicago until the nail hits their head. So for every one story they do in Chicago, there were 3 or 4 other stories that they missed. So the question is, y'all had all that smoke for Angel when her stuff was going on. Well, she has been proven right in less than half the season with the second outburst from Skylar Diggins, who is, we all said, was way more of a Bronco than Angel was.
Yeah.
Or or whatever they call the horses that they can't control, that they gotta break. You would know that being from San Antonio, Tony.
Yeah.
Right, them horses, y'all, that they just be slapping you around and throwing you off, and all this other stuff, and everybody's bruised and battered.
That's untamed horses.
Yeah, that's Skylar. You can't ride her.
Horses.
You can't ride her. You could only observe and proceed very carefully.
That's untamed horses.
And they know they have a Bronco. They know they have a Bronco. But they still messing with her. And I'm coming off with her for a 38-year-old coming off an ACL. I think that's what bugs her the most.
Hey, look what it says here. They done pissed Skylar off. We tried to tell them she was Angel 5.0.
5.0, yeah, right.
Let me play this.
Yeah, you could try the other video and see if it's a little longer or plays better. I sent 2 links to you.
Yeah. I played the other one. This is the first one I played.
And the crazy part about it all is that I've been so quiet. I've been so good and quiet.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I played both of them already.
I've been so good and quiet.
Yeah, I played both of them already.
But that look is so scary, Tony. That look,
very scary, y'all. That's very scary, y'all.
Because think about this, y'all. She is a professional athlete. There is something called decorum and professionalism, right? And y'all all warned us, and some of us, we knew Skylar was whatever, But looking at that video, like she's crazier than what y'all said, because she don't care how she looks. Like she don't care about the Glenn Close comparisons or the Left Eye Lopez comparisons when she burned down Homeboy's house. Like she don't care. Which ironically, I think he played for the Atlanta Falcons, Andre Rison, if I remember correctly. Burned down his house.
He said that's hers. That was your video.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, like I told you, she was in your chat.
No, this is hilarious, man.
This if I can curse, this is a S. Man. This is a S show, a straight up S show. But where's ESPN? Mm-hmm. Where is CNN? Where's Fox Sports? Where are all these people, right? Who had smoke for Angel Reese when she said this is a trash organization? Essentially, though she didn't say it those exact words. And Skylar Diggins keeps reiterating it. Sloot, who we knew was at the center of all the problems, if this story is true that she's supposed to start, I don't care if she's on a minute restrictions. Just the symbolism of having her start over Skylar probably irks her, because she's looking at her like, this woman is 38 years old coming off of ACL, and she was slow and a poor defender to begin with. So what the hell? This is Skylar's probably like, this is not a serious organization.
Oh shit, that's Skylar, man.
Now they probably feel $1 million can pacify her, but apparently not.
Now, Skylar, girl, go ahead and make that money and sit with your legs crossed. Shoot.
Well, that's what everybody say. Just take the $1 million and ride or die until the 2 years are up, and then go retire.
You know why they can't trade her? Because ain't nobody got that money to give Skylar. They didn't. All these teams are divvied out their money. So that's another thing. When we talk about trades, that's going to happen.
That's a good
either
point.
In the next week or so, in lieu of the All-Star weekend and thereafter. A lot of teams don't have the money to be doing that because they've already paid players a whole lot of money.
Yeah, and Big Dog is correct. The media doesn't really care what Skylar says, so she's able to get away with this. However, if they want to make an AR5 comparison, they can talk about it if they want. But generally speaking, the Chicago media is in the pockets of the team, and they rarely criticize the team. They'll criticize players.
I don't want nobody to say nothing, but the thing is this, MSL, for someone like the Skylar, I mean the Sky, to want things to be super quiet.
This is dumb.
The wrong
this is dumb.
time to do that. Like this,
especially if you lied to her or she didn't know.
Yes, because why is it that? Well, if you think that Sloot is going to help you win, go for it. Because I'm trying. As a matter of fact, let me go to the last box scores of the last Dreams game.
Tony, I'm sorry, but it's impossible for Sloot to be as productive as Skylar. Even if she was for a few games, she'd probably break down within the next 10 to 15 games. Like, you're coming off an ACL and you're trying to break records. Yeah, like, this is not a serious team.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she wanted to do.
Like, this woman is so delusional.
Projected to All-Star reserves. Oh, shit about that.
This woman is so delusional, and she is the epitome. She is the epitome of the WNBA vet that lives in their own world, that don't give a damn. But this time, you're not doing it against a youngster. You're doing it to a peer who you tried to act like was better than you early in the year. You remember when she was saying, I can learn things of Skylar. Skylar's a better offensive player. Skylar this. We could work. We could play in the same backcourt. And all of a sudden, she gets kicked to the curb for your old crusty behind. For your old crusty sandpaper face, hedgehog looking behind. Come on now.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that one probably got no college in her knee.
For the conferences now.
Just sawdust.
New York, Indiana, Atlanta, Washington, Toronto, Chicago, Connecticut. So Chicago is right above Connecticut in the standings for the Eastern Conference. So it's like you're at the bottom and you're at 300, and we're talking about what right now? I think it's like really. I just think it's crazy. Now, I'm trying to find their. Their schedule. Here's their schedule. Let's put up Chicago's schedule for you guys. Let's put up their schedule.
How's America doing in the World Cup?
Oh, I did not look it up.
Now, I have a TV here I can turn on. It's just not on.
Let's see. So, let's put it up here, guys. Let's get it up on the screen. I put it up real large for you guys so you can actually see it. And actually, let's go here with it. There we go. There we go. We'll cover up my board there for a second just so I can give this to you. These are the teams that
April Nicole Tony, sorry to cut you off. April Nicole said, I bet Angel calls Skylar with a quickness.
She probably did.
Hey girl, I wanted to tell you, girl, but I was trying to be professional, so I ain't say nothing.
Let me tell you, Angel ain't studying none of that shit. They didn't call her when she was going through what she was going through. Angel ain't calling nobody. They could have called her and talked to her and been like, oh, no, I'm going to change my mind because I wanted to play with my girl, but she ain't there. But they didn't. We're going to move right along. But let's see. Coming forth, they have tomorrow. They will be playing Mercury. So they have the Mercury tomorrow. They have Las Vegas Friday. Then Sunday they have Dallas. Then Wednesday they have Seattle, and then they have actually they have 6 games before going to the break. 2, 4, 6. They have, so it goes Phoenix.
And she gonna probably blow her the ACL by then.
Huh?
Nothing.
You better stop that.
Nothing.
They have Phoenix, LA, Dallas, Seattle, LA again, Atlanta, and then they have the All-Star break. No, actually before that break, they still have New York. So they have a few games before they go into that break. Yep. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 games. Because the All-Star weekend is when? Isn't it that Friday on the 24th?
I'm not sure, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, so they have 7 games before that. And that stretch is going to be tough.
And that's enough time for her to have a full blown Godzilla destruction of everything Chicago.
So they play, it's like their tight stretch right here. So they'll play Tuesday, then Friday, then Sunday. Then they get 2 days, and then they play again on Wednesday next week. Then they play Friday next week, then Sunday next week against us, and then against the Dream, and then they play New York. So they have a semi stretch. It just depends on how they play. So I guess they feel like Sheldon can come off the bench and she'll be just fine, or vice versa. Let's see what happened in these last 2 games, because I'm wondering if these last 2 games had something to do with it, where they lost to Vegas back to back. Let's see this game.
But Tony, I didn't do the math, but I'm sure you asked yourself the same question. But couldn't she had gotten the all-time assist record by just coming off the bench? Because here's the thing. Whether Skylar's sensitive or not, it's up to you to speak to her in a way to where she isn't. So if she is upset about this, that means, once again, the organization either doesn't care about the players and or they don't know how to communicate to people. Whether it's because Jeff is a wuss and he either waits till the last minute or doesn't know what to say, because, you know, he be giving off those feminine vibes, right? Metrosexual vibes, right? But so if it's because he doesn't know what to say or how to say it or when to say it, or is it just because the organization doesn't care? Whatever it is, they keep doing this over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, here's the deal. She's a legend. High score was Skylar in that last game on Friday. And before that,
Skylar's a legend. She's a great player. She should be treated with more respect than this.
Yeah, you're looking at situationals where someone kind of got in their feelings, right? I mean, you can't get in your feelings. You can't get in your feelings. You just got to play. You just got to play. So it tells you here who were the leading scorers. So they lost that game by 2 points. No, they lost that game by 8 points in overtime. And Skylar had 19.
Wow.
Before that, on the 28th of June, Cardoso had 24, 8 rebounds, and Vandersloot had 8 points. So, 8 assists. So you don't see Vandersloot nowhere in here. Vandersloot has to have her name on something. And if her name isn't on something, I'm telling you right now, it is going to be bad for Chicago.
Yeah, she got a lot of.
So Mr. Goon.
She giving off Kate and Clark vibes.
She's not the leader, Goon. I'm showing you right now. She's not the leader, buddy. You saying Sydney Taylor should be the leader. Sydney Taylor is not the leader right now. She's not.
She's the off guard.
Sydney Taylor led in 1, 2, 3, 4 games. That's it. She led in 4 games out of the what is y'all's record? Out of the 20 games y'all played. Because you're 6-14, so you played 20 games, right? And out of those 20 games, your leader has been Cardoso. And then it's been Sheldon, Jackson. Those were Rakia's games, which was the second and third game of the season. And then she went down after that. Then it was Jaquez again. Then it went to Cardoso, Taylor, Taylor, Diggins, Stevens, Cloud, Taylor, and it was Cloud against the Dream because I don't think that Skylar played that game. Skylar wasn't there that game. So it was Cloud because nobody else could contend with Leash and Ryan, although we did not play very well that game. Then you turn around and you have Taylor. Taylor had 30 points that game against the Fever, which they lost in double overtime. Skylar, I remember that game because Skylar came back, and Skylar was the one that hit the 3 ball to take you into overtime. And then it was Taylor again against New York with 24, then Cardoso 26, Cardoso 16, Diggins 15, Cardoso 30, Cardoso 24, Diggins 19. So you haven't had any true leader from your leading role perspective, which is supposed to be the money bag, Stevens. And so now, although Sloop gets paid a little bit she gets paid under Skylar. She's still, this is her team, and this is what she feels going to happen. And if you don't like it, too dang go bad, is what she said. That's what she said. I didn't say it. She said it. I'm just telling you what she said. Just telling you what she said. Let's get back to it. Auntie Fee send me something. Let me go to it, Auntie Fee. I gotta go in the chat. Although I gotta go via my page here. Let's see. Soon as it pops up, it's popping up. It says, I'm hearing Sydney Taylor a lot. No, you heard Sydney Taylor 4 times. I just told you how many times that she led. Other than that, it's been all Cardoso and Skylar Diggins, Goon. Listen, open your ears. Listen, Linda, listen. You played 20 games. Out of those 20 games, only 4 Sydney was your leading scorer, and only 4. Sydney Taylor has had some struggling games. She's not perfect, Mr. Goon. Let's see. Let's click. Here we go. Click on this one. Auntie Fee, send me this one. Let's see what this one is right here. Oh,
we have to try to backtrack one day, Tony, and see if everyone who Goon likes could be considered attractive. Because I'm just like, he likes
the short ones.
He likes the light ones. He likes the light ones. He like, but Dana's not light, but she thinks she cute, so he like her. He love her actually as his wife. Now you're talking about Sydney Taylor. Like, is there anyone Goon like that would be considered young or cute?
Here we go. I guess this must have happened today. I'm looking at this. No, this happened literally. Yeah, this happened today. You know how?
No, I think she posted that. I think she posted the IG video today.
No, this is not the IG. This is something on Yahoo for Angel.
Yeah,
Yahoo
Auntie
is
talked about
putting
that.
pieces.
She thinks in a response to what Tyler did, Yahoo, for God knows whatever reason, put out 2 articles on Angel today.
Yeah, here's one of them right here. Stat Patton is better. He's not watching. Clearly, he's not watching the game. Whoever wrote this, and so let's see who wrote this. So
Check
the
the
individual that
check
decided
this
to write this.
no, Tony, check to see if that actually came from another site and not Yahoo, because if the
Right.
article is dumb, it probably comes from Outkick or someplace like that. It's just under the Yahoo banner.
This came from Quam Skinner.
Right, but what is it? But does it come from another publication? Like, does it come
No,
from
I'm not seeing it from another publication at
Okay.
all. It'll show story by
Wait, so an idiot
Oh,
with
the
Yahoo
comeback.
wrote an
Story
article
by
about
the
stat
comeback.
padding in Angel?
Yeah, it says she sacrifices winning for stat padding.
Oh my
Pressure
God!
mounts
No! It
to
is from
build
Outkick. No, it is from
pressure.
Outkick.
Yeah,
You see the
there's
yellow? No, you see the
okay.
yellow symbol. You see the yellow symbol, Tony. That yellow symbol, like that circle.
Oh, it
That's
says,
not from Yahoo.
comeback.
That's from
It
somewhere
says
else.
comeback. Yeah. Okay. So this is somebody.
Yeah, that little yellow circle above the sacrifice. That little circle. That's where it comes from. I think that's Outkick.
Right. It says the comeback inside of it. See, it says the comeback.
Right. That's the publication it comes from. Yahoo is just a site that the article is published on,
but it's just stupid.
Right, and but it's just some dumb. It's just some dumb right wing site.
Angel Reese after 5 straight losses. What does that have to do with Angel Reese when Angel Reese has hardly touched the ball? This is the stuff that I'm talking about. These are
and you notice they have a paraphrase. That's not a quote. So who did the so that's their paraphrase. That's not a quote. You see, you got to know how to break down articles. That's their paraphrase. That's not a quote.
That's their paraphrase. Of course. So here it is, and it goes, it wasn't too long ago that the Atlanta Dream had the best record in the WNBA. And the acquisition of star forward Angel Reese via the trade with Chicago Sky over the offseason was looking like the most product move over franchise had made any of the franchises have made. However, a lot of things have changed since May. Atlanta has lost its last 5 games, dropping the team to 12-9 and 7th in the standings. After Atlanta's last loss on July 4th, it's 3rd in the last 5 games. What are you talking about? It's not 3rd in the last 5 games. Anyway, they lost 5 in a row. Anyway, 5 games to the Golden State Valkyries, which is the 3rd one. Reese made it clear that she would be embracing the challenges of being a part of a team with legitimate championship aspirations.
Just so you know, Tony and Grizz mentioned this, because it comes from that website, I can't consider this legitimate.
No, this is trash. It's trash. But I'm reading it anyway. It's trash. Okay. We know it's trash. We know that it's not worth what paper it's on or page it's on, because Yahoo really, when Yahoo writes, Yahoo does the same thing. They're not.
Yeah, I know most of their articles are anti-Angel and pro Clark, but stuff like this is so disgusting.
Yeah, because
this is just a hit piece. This is not even journalism.
Yeah, no, that's not journalism. That's just somebody being stupid. And this came out July 2nd, Washington. It says July 2nd, 2026, Washington, District of Columbus. Atlanta Dream forward Angel Reese waits for play to start against the Washington.
I think it's comedy. I laugh at stuff like this because
this is ridiculous. That's the only reason why I put it up, because I think it's just absolutely ridiculous that people actually go in and say stuff like this. But you also have a player like Caitlin Clark that comes and says nobody deserves this and nobody should be having this, when you yourself, Caitlin Clark, allowed this to happen to Angel from the first day you all entered the league. So don't say that now because you're having the pressures and the mental breakdown for what is being said and what is happening and how people are sending you stuff and inboxing you and different things you got to go through and the vitriol you felt for the so-called foul. Yes, was it a foul? It wasn't called. But if it's not called and it's over with, it should be just like the rest of these players who get called every single night for something.
Well, I didn't
and
read
nobody
it yet.
said anything.
I didn't read it yet, and I don't know if you heard, but Bro Claude, I know I saw the message or whatever they call it that comes into my YouTube, but I didn't click on it yet. But Bro Claude said he received death. He said he received death threats, and presumably that has something to do with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. They can send me whatever they want. It doesn't mean that I have to open it.
No, I agree.
Anybody, let me tell you something.
It's articles, but it's articles like this by people like
anything about Caitlin Clark will come for you. That's just
But it's articles like this, Toni, by people like this that that empower idiots, right? There's so many idiots, right? Because there's no standard in journalism.
But look, MSL, I don't fault the person that wrote it. I fault the Yahoo who the fact that allowed this to be published.
I agree.
So
because that's strictly a hit piece. It has nothing to do with reality. It's not it's not a professionally written article.
Whatsoever. None whatsoever. I asked Dream Angel Reese how she's able to maintain her mindset while receiving guidance from her teammates along with their motivation. And I'll play this because we know that this is actual factual.
Kind of knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not supposed to be easy. Championship culture is not supposed to be easy. We even talked a little bit to Aaliyah, and she was on Vegas last year when they were going through what they went through, and how did they get out of it, and figuring that out. So I think everybody's just pouring into each other and trying to figure out like how we can get over this hump in the easiest way that's possible. But like, I just think that we just continue to work.
She went and sent you something, Toni.
And put our heads down. We can't feel sorry for ourselves because nobody else feels sorry for us. And I don't think we do feel sorry for ourselves. I think everybody's hungry to suit up again and play another game. So luckily we get another opportunity on Thursday, Friday, and being able to get another shot at another team.
There you go. I mean, it's super easy, right? I mean, you say it's 100 times over, but people are just like dumbasses, right? There's extreme dumbasses. You got extremisms, stuff all the time. How dare you say absolutely anything to Caitlin that you say to other players in the league? How dare you come for her the way that you all come for Angel Reese? It's one of those situations. I'm just like, what are we talking about here? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, for as I'm concerned. I'm all for it. Let's do it. You can't threaten me. It doesn't work on me. It doesn't work on a person like me. I could care less than 2 fish fries. All right, I got it. She wins. I got it. But Caitlin ain't doing the league no justice.
Well, the curious thing is, how long are they going to bench her for 5 games, 10 games, 13 games, or are they just going to have her sit out the rest of the year like they did last year?
I'm talking about Skylar? Clark? No, she's coming back. She's going to play. She's going to play. Her mental is there. How dare we put her through that? No, you as your own toxic ass fans did that to her. You are claiming to be her biggest fan. Oh, I love you, Caitlin. I love you. And then you go and you do this bullshit and think it's okay. And that girl has to play amongst these peers, and she's friends with some of them, and you're putting her in a tough situation because you're selfish.
Okay, well, at least the Chicago Sun-Times actually covered the story. Give them credit.
So here's the Sun-Times. Skylar Diggins caught off guard by benching as tensions builds with Sky. Diggins says she still does not understand the coach's decision, which comes amid broader frustrations over communication, resources, and the direction of the Sky's season. Wow. Hmm. Interesting. Phoenix, despite their shared symbol in their names, symbols in the names, things are clicking between Skylar Diggins and the Sky. What was they aren't clicking? Tell me what are clicking. What have you all seen, chat, that's not clicking? Tell me what's not clicking for the Sky. It says, man,
You talking about in general or what the article's saying?
It ain't about her today. who we gotta let be real money? It ain't about Skylar today. I'm trying to see who you talking about. Says Skylar. Skylar will. She will nurse be quiet. Yeah, she's not gonna be quiet. She's not gonna be quiet. Hey, Octavia Brown, she ain't gonna be quiet. She will not go quietly in the night. I promise you that. Again, we just read it off. She has not been benched since
since her rookie season, since her rookie 2016.
2016. It's really crazy. Diggins, the team's starting point guard, post an Instagram story Monday morning that read, "Now I'm coming off the bench." Cool. Well, that's because Sloot is back. I want to know, what did you think was going to happen? You're going to be sitting on the bench, you and Natasha Clark, and sit there and play patty cake.
Because Skylar probably thought, no matter how crazy and BS this team is, if they were even trying to win or give the semblance of winning, they would allow her to start because she's the Hall of Famer. She's the All-Star last year. She's the floor leader. She's the floor general. And Sloot is an old, washed up 30-year-old with a bum knee. She just knew it would be her, but apparently not.
Well, she's making it her. The purpose of those articles is to keep people angry. Yeah, live, laugh, love. One thing about me, I could never be angry, but you know, I will speak up, right? Because we talk about things and then people throw this stuff out. Like, what does anything about today have to do with Angel? Why do you mix the two names up all the time? Is my thing. Octavia Brown says she went there for the money, so she should deal with it. Well, she went there, one, for the money, but actually there's two for the money, but one because if everybody knows, Skylar has gone through a divorce. She's a single parent now. She's from Chicago. Her parents help her with her kids. So going and moving home closer to where her parents is, who's offering the assistance to help her with her kids, is a decision that was made. Also, yes, the money helped, right? But it allowed her to have an opportunity to be at home and not someplace else trying to figure it out.
And if you want to be a human being, you got to have a heart.
Yeah. So I kind of see that in one of those ways where I kind of feel for Skylar, right? Because it's good. Not only does she get to do that, she get to play at home in front of her entire family, you know, because she's from Chicago. And so this is the first time she actually get to come and play at home. Again, have help from her mom who's helping her with her kids. And it's tough. If you've ever been through a divorce, I don't, you know, and if you haven't, I hope you don't, but it's not the best of feelings, right? Regardless to what's going on, you got to keep your emotions in check around your kids so your kids don't get to feel what you're feeling. At the same time, try to keep the smiling face and the active realm that you have with your ex. And sometimes even that doesn't go over well, because from my understanding, that's not going too well as well. So she's going through a lot. She's going through an extreme lot. I hate that this is happening to her, all because Sloot wants to have a starting spot, or the coach is making this a decision because she is the PG. That means that you have either Taylor playing the 2 and Jaquez playing the 3, or you have Sydney, not Sydney, or you have Sheldon and Jaquez in the game. So I don't know. I don't know. Does this mess up the dynamics and the chemistry of this team? I'm inquiring minds and I want to know.
Well, Well, let me go back to something you were saying earlier, and Shirley was saying. Well, I do agree that if a platform like you said, Tony, like Yahoo, which is supposed to be responsible, if they publish articles from sites that are just anti-angel and presumably anti-black woman, right?
Yeah.
Then that's
Yeah.
not only is that an issue with Yahoo, that also shows you that it's done on purpose, because you can't tell me that their editorial divisions don't know what they're doing, because this is just sloppy journalism / hit pieces. And I see those from Yahoo a lot that come from other websites. That's why I'm so familiar with and used to it. But I didn't, and I didn't get to say anything about the vote. So I'll be very, very, very brief about the vote. But I do think that Angel was cheated. Not only did Trista from, forgot the name of the show, but she ironically, she went on Yahoo and said Angel won the vote because Gabby is not a forward. So she's saying, why wasn't Angel put there, when she said, but the title said Angel got the most votes, which made me think, oh, she got the most votes, but they kind of hit it. But she was saying she got enough votes to start.
Yeah,
so why didn't
I was
she
responding to Hall Boss and Brown.
why didn't she start? But I don't believe, and this is my opinion, I know this is your show, Tony, so let me just say this is my opinion. I think she definitely got cheated, because as I told Brocard, you cannot make me believe that the person with the overwhelming majority of social media, right, who has active participants, can have the All-Star vote 3 years in a row, and she can't be voted as a starter. But other players who have non-existent social media, non-existent name recognition, with certain players like Jessica Shepard, non-existent all-star level type performance ever in their career. And even Gabby just started coming on the last couple of years. Offensively, you can't tell me that Angel Reese is going to get outvoted by them. It just doesn't make sense. But advertisers will pay her millions of dollars because she can get on Instagram and sell stuff for Yahoo or Dell, and the stuff flies off the shelves, but they're not going to vote when she says, hey, can y'all go out and vote for me and my team? It doesn't make sense. Even if you take something more viable, look at her show versus Boston and Candace Parker's show. I didn't check the numbers, so I'm just going off my head. But Boston and Candace's show, if they're lucky, get between 5,000 and 20,000 views. When Angel does her show, she can get bare minimum 35,000 views, but some of her shows go up to 1 million views. But it's usually around 100 to 300,000 views. So, and so how is it that Boston is the leading vote getter, but then on social media, where Boston is with a Hall of Famer, Candace Owens, and they can barely get viewers, but Angel trounces them on her show that she does by herself, albeit with different guests per week. But sometimes she'll have guests that are anodyne, like her mom, right? And that'll get 200,000-300,000, or her manager, and that'll get 200,000. So it's not always it's the celebrities that will get 500K, 700K, 1 million K. But she can have on Ty Young and get 150,000 views. Candace Parker and Aaliyah Boston can barely get 20,000 views on most of their shows. Just like the FIBA vote, right? This was the first time we were allowed to see what it really is in its natural form. And what happened? She got 4 million votes. Paige got 2 million votes, and Clark got 1 million.
Yeah, because the guys are correcting me here, and I'm reading it right here. Skylar moved to Chicago, who was originally from
Indiana, right?
Is originally from South Bend, Indiana, but she moved to Chicago
Indiana
to be close because that's where her parents are. Now, whether the parents are in South Bend or if they're in Chicago. Skylar lives in Chicago. So I'm just letting
But
you know
she's close to her family.
I'm reading it right here. So it puts her close to her family. That's where she's from, South Bend, Indiana, right? That's where she's from. But she moved. She lives in Chicago, which puts her close to her family who is helping her with her kids. So I just want to make sure I put that out because I don't want anybody to think I'm giving false information, right? So I specifically went and pulled it up because if I'm wrong, then I'm going to correct myself. But I literally pulled it up because I remember her having a in-depth conversation with another player as to why this was such a big deal for her. So there you go. All right. So now that that's cleared and in the air, I hope we all understand. Okay, go ahead. You were talking about the votes.
No, yeah, I was just saying that if you look at the FIBA vote, which is probably one of the few times we got to see this in real time, right? Angel had 4 million votes, Paige had 2 million votes, and Clark had 1 million votes. And how we know the system is against her, because they, as we all know, they shut down the vote. They shut down the website so you can't even access the vote and get a screenshot of the vote. And they totally changed the criteria of the vote to where it suited Clark, who was in no one's MVP. As a matter of fact, most of the Clark sites were saying she was terrible, and that she won that good, right? Ryan Howard, Kai Copper, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese. Those were your top four MVPs in that order. Maybe you can switch around Paige and Angel, but it was definitely Kai Copper and or Ryan Howard that were the MVPs of that tournament easily. Mm-hmm. So they shut down the site because, and some of those Clarkie sites, just to show you how they work together, said, oh, bots. And as soon as they started saying that, all of a sudden FIBA.
No, I think someone else was saying that about bots for her.
No, you're right. No, they were saying that Paige Beckers was having bots vote for her. This was even before Angel.
They were saying that there was bots voting for Caitlyn. Oh, okay. Well,
her sites were saying once Angel and Paige took the lead, it didn't even get to Angel. Once Paige took the lead, they started saying that bots were voting. But when Clark was leading in the early vote, they didn't care. They had nothing to say. But as soon as Paige started leading, they started saying that. When Angel started winning, they just kept their mouth shut, presumably because they were so flipping embarrassed that she was trouncing the field. Angel had 4 million votes, Paige had 2 million, and Clark had 1 million, and they stopped the vote there. So that's the truest essence that we could get of what it would look like in the wild, so to speak, because they stopped that vote. Because Kathy, ever since Angel has come into the league, she's tried to, what I always say is memory hole, the notion and the idea that Angel was very, very, very popular. Even though everyone says at worst, both she and Caitlin Clark, brought people into women's basketball, at least the Renaissance, or people like me will say it was predominantly Angel Reese. Clark only became big when the WNBA brought her in and then gave her this bigger than life image. But before that, she, it was cricket. She wasn't making any money. She wasn't making any NIL. She wasn't making an impression. And the way I always say is, when America got to see both players in that 2023 finals, Angel took off and Clark stayed the same. Clark did not budge until she was in 2024 when she got $4 million in NIL with all from WNBA sponsors.
What happened? Did somebody mention about her voting or something like that?
Well, yeah, Trista from, I forgot the name of their show. She was saying that Angel got cheated. She should have been in the starting for the All-Star game. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that the WNBA is counting the votes fairly, because I think if the votes were counted fairly, I think Angel would win easily over everybody. So that's what I think, because what I'm saying is, I find it hard to believe that the person that has the overwhelming most social media followers in the league and they're active, like these aren't like fake accounts, that she can't win an all-star starting vote, Toni. Like, does that make sense to you?
Yes, I definitely get it. I'm laughing at Live Love because I did say I was going to cut it at 2 hours.
Oh, we could have.
Yeah, no, I'm laughing. You're right. Yeah, because, well, the reason why we went a little bit longer, Live Laugh, is because I got into the articles that was being sent to me from some of you guys trying to get to the bottom of this Skylar thing.
No, what you really want to find out is
Skylar.
What you really want to find out, Toni. I don't know if she's joking, but Shirley Kimbrough said she was suspended.
Are you playing Shirley? You playing Shirley? Y'all better stop playing.
See, I don't know. That's why I told you find out. I don't know.
Let me look it up. Because no need of me reading this. I was just kind of skimming through it, and it was just talking about how Marsh called it a coach's decision. But there's a reason why it's a coach's decision. It's a coach's decision because somebody told them to make the decision. Skylar ownership announced their dedicated.
Wait, are they really gave her a half-game suspension?
I'm about to find out. Why would they give her a half-game suspension? Did she say something bad? All she did was say, and I haven't said anything. That's what I thought. But let's go look and see.
But while you look that up, the reason why I always bring that up, Toni, because whether we're talking about the fouls, whether we're talking about the all-star voting, whether we're talking about the whole bad image they try to portray of Angel, if you don't understand 2023 and 2024, or at least if you're not familiar with it, then none of it will make sense. Like, for example, officiating. Nobody likes to complain about officiating because people always say, hey, that's just a loser's lament, they like to say when you talk about officiating. But if you go, Nancy Almore from USA Today said that she had people within the league who said that, yes, Caitlin Clark does get preferential treatment. Okay, well, if Caitlin Clark gets preferential treatment, then it looks from our vantage point that Angel Reese gets disadvantaged treatment, if you're saying a word. And because Kathy always had it in for Angel before she came in the league, because she didn't sign the corporate deal, she's not with Nike, and she's not with a big firm like IMG or Creative Arts or Clutch or something like that. Her management is independent, so they can't control her,
right?
Even though they wanted to. And it seems like Kathy has been in a personal war against Angel Reese since then. We can go and show the numbers in 2023 and 2024 and show how Clark was doing crickets. She was doing crickets. Because if Clark, and the only question is, Toni, is if Clark was as big as Kathy wants us to believe now, then why is it after that 2023 finals, none of the advertisers ran to her? See, we think as Black people that Clark just blew up after that 2023 finals. She didn't. In our mind, she did because of the whole finger thing. But no average, her NIL stayed the same. It did not budge. It did not budge. Nobody wanted her.
There it is. There it is.
They suspended her?
I found it. This better not be a joke. Somebody better not be putting up no jokes. But there it is. Clear
that is day. So dumb, and they're going to look equally as stupid as they did with Angel.
It says, and I'll quote, statement from Chicago Sky Organization. The Chicago Sky values safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We're committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of statements detrimental to the team made by Skylar Diggins during rant on her Instagram story, she will not play in the first half of the game.
She said that's fake. She said that's fake, Toni.
This has to be fake because I'm like, this is the exact same thing that they put out on, and just like people are just, no, I'm reading, but you can look at the glitches. That's what I'm saying. That's why I enlarged it. So you can see how.
So it's probably just somebody trying to make fun of that.
Somebody went behind the scenes. You see how the graphics. People are just out of their minds, guys. Why do folks do that to you? Why do they do that to?
Because they trying to clown the Sky. So they trying to clown the
Is
sky.
anyone watching the game right now? No, I ain't watching the game right now. I can't watch the game right now. Let's see. Let me scroll to it. You want to know the score, don't you? Yeah. Look at this. Even the paper, everything is just glitched so off the dang on chain. That's so glitched off the chain. Just crazy.
No, what I want to know is, did ESPN or Yahoo cover this story with Skylar Diggins, Tony?
Huh?
You know what? I'm gonna put into Google Skylar Diggins and see what pops up and by who.
This is so funny. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me come off my gram. Look at the pretty the pretty. They could be sisters, but one's mama, one daughter, as they would say. Anyway, yeah. Let's find that, and then after we find that, we're gonna get off here.
Well, they say she was benched after 19 games. That's the headline.
Well, I mean, she's benched regardless. It was a coach's decision, so she is benched. That just means that she's not starting. So she's not benched. She's not starting. And like she said, she haven't said anything. She's been very good, and she doesn't understand why it's happening. But you should understand why it's happening.
ESPN is so bad that they're not covering the story.
Yeah, they're gonna cover it.
That's how bad ESPN is. CBS did. Chicago Sun-Times, New York Post, but ESPN is glaringly absent, and the WNBA is glaringly absent.
Yeah, because they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. It's just another colored girl.
Like Skylar's profile shows up, and under her profile is not even Skylar. It's that Joaquin girl. I'm not making this up. It's the Joaquin girl that's under her profile to add injury to insult.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say she don't look like Skylar. I'll just leave it at that.
Wow, this is wild, y'all. This is so funny. Yeah, Mega, hey, Brian Lewis, June Brown, Live, Laugh, Love. Mega is something else, boy. They be doing some things, y'all. Let's see. Omega Red said, "No, I'm watching the Mystics. Can't see the links." Oh, you want to know about the links game? Okay, let me go to it.
Because of the Atlanta Dream suckage, for use of a better word, I can't watch another game until Atlanta plays, because I just can't torture myself like that. So I got to take a break. Even though we paying for this Easy Pass and all this stuff, I just got to take a break.
Yeah, it's crazy. Washington, let's go over the score real quick. Where we at? We're in the second quarter. I'm sorry, in the third quarter. The first quarter was horrific. You mean to tell me Golden State Valks played that horrific in the first quarter and didn't do that with us? They had 11 points. The score was 15-11 in the first quarter. The second quarter, Golden State and Golden State lost that quarter, by the way. Washington won it 15-11. And then in the second quarter, it went 20-18. So they won that quarter by 2. And then right now, they're in the third quarter. It's 5 minutes pretty much off the clock, just about. And the score is 7-2. Wow.
Well, here's the thing.
This game to play like Pootie.
Well, here's the thing, which a lot of people didn't notice.
Gabby Williams has 0 points. She played 15 minutes. She's 0 for 5, but she had a
Tony, check this out. Golden State is a horrible road team. In their entire existence, they were 12-17 before they had played the Sky in their existence. And up until they played the Sky, the Dream, they had lost 4 out of 5 road games. They're not a good road team, but the Dream made them look like world beaters. They're not a good road team.
They're 4-4 on the road right now. And so they're playing this game.
I heard they had lost 4 out of 5 before they had beat the Dream.
Yeah, that'd be crazy to say they lost 4 out of 5 when they're 4-4.
No, tell she wins.
Which is still good. Let's see what she wins. MSL.
Tell she wins, even though I know she can hear me.
Basketball with
even though I know she can hear me, that I'm hanging in there. We
can hang it up. Yeah, she said hang it up.
No, I'm hanging
in there. She said hang in there. We watched.
No, I just sometimes I just need to detox though. That's all.
Yeah. Let's see. On Washington, you got
to protect your sanity.
And Kiki about to have a double. Kiki is 10-5. You got Austin 4-6. Austin had the time of her dang on life with us, and you can't get her to do dilly, but she is rebounding, that's for sure. I bet you Stokes. Let's see how many fouls Stokes have. Stokes has 0 fouls. Stokes played 18 minutes.
Stokes is a burger against every other team.
Yeah. But she's staying out of foul trouble, that's for sure. She can't 10 with Austin. Austin's probably burning off the dribble. Just as Angel would if they constantly pass her the ball.
Just like it will be no surprise that, and I'm not saying this because I'm hating y'all. I'm just saying it because that's the way it normally goes. By the second half of the season, Jessica Shepard will probably be averaging like 10 points or 11 points, meaning she would have fell off from the 14 points she has now to 11 points. She'd probably be down to 9 to 8 rebounds. And all of us would just be seething, saying, see, we knew it. But there's nothing you can do about it because they claim, keyword claim, that she was voted a starter. Someone who's never started before for the All-Star.
Look at how Connecticut hanging in there, boy. Connecticut been hanging around these days. Right playing? Now it's 41-40 to the Lynx. Connecticut.
I hope they beat them.
First quarter was won by Connecticut, 25-22. And right now in the second quarter is 18-16. The Lynx. Right now,
the Lynx is gonna come back to earth. They're not that good.
Yeah, Diamond Miller is trash. Griner is balling. Griner is 9-4. Olivia Nelson is 7-4. Lucan is 8-1. Go to the bench. Edwards is 5-1.
And those guards, particularly Lacan. And those guards, Lacan and Sonia, can give the Minnesota guards a hard time.
Omega. You're welcome, Omega. Yeah, he wanted to know the scores. Rivers is 4-2, and Nipkins is 2. Morrow has yet to enter the chat. Beers has yet to enter the chat, and Aglamore has yet to enter the chat. So yes, our girl Morrow. That's why they said, save Morrow, because you gave Diamond Miller her spot, to be honest with you. Diamond Miller has Anissa Morrow's spot, and Anissa is not even getting in there. And they didn't even start Aaliyah Edwards.
They're not playing her?
No, they're not playing her.
Maybe they're trying to trade her.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. You weren't in here yet. We were talking about that. And so they talked about it on ADP channel as well. I mentioned it just briefly, not a whole lot, but ADP.
Oh no, poor Morrow.
Yeah, Morrow ain't getting no touches right now. Somebody must have put up a 3 ball. Old Courtney put it up.
Yeah, she does. She
42, 41.
She's a pain in a behind when she's not on your team.
16. McBride got 14. Ooh, well, what's up with Olivia Miles? Miles ain't playing. Miles must be on the injured list. Miles has not entered the chat, so Miles must be hurt.
Yeah, they say she's out.
Yeah, how long is she out?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's out right now.
They the geniuses on this one. I don't know.
Yeah, they 15-5. They still at the top. They got 2 games over everybody. Let's see. Let's go see the stats. I mean the standings. Let's see the standings. On the Western Conference side, the leader of the conference is Dallas, then Golden State. No, let me get you the real standings because it's supposed to be the Aces. It's supposed to be the Aces, then Golden State, then Dallas. Yes, so it's Aces, Golden State, Dallas. That is the standings for that conference.
Here,
and then
but
our conference, it's let's go back.
Here's my feelings on
conference. Here we go, conference.
Here's my feelings on the Dream.
New York, Indy, Dream, Washington, Toronto, Chicago, Connecticut, and for Western, it's Minnesota. Yeah, so it's Minnesota, Vegas. And right now, if Minnesota loses this game and Vegas wins their game tomorrow, I think they play tomorrow. Yeah. No, they don't play in a week.
That's the funny thing, Tony, because if Atlanta could have just kept their losses to 2, right?
Stop playing hog balls. I am a Lynx fan. Y'all got my girl Olivia Miles, man. Don't play with me. I would have showed the game, but today was my day to be on, and now I'm about to get my buns off because Keisha and Duvall is getting ready to jump on at 8:30.
Oh no, Wonder Deval.
You don't like
Wonder.
that? Why you don't like that, man? Olivia Miles is my girl. I've been covering Olivia Miles since Olivia Miles was in high school. Hog balls. What's the problem, man? Don't mean let's just say this. I'm an Olivia Miles fan. I'm an Olivia Miles fan. So
I guess
root for
Hogwarts is
Olivia
ultra
Miles.
competitive, and I guess
Yeah, I love me some Olivia Miles. I love me some Olivia Miles. I wish she and Angel was playing together right now. I wish Angel and Paige could all play together,
but there were decisions that Angel was unaware of because of the uncertainty of the draft and the uncertainty of what the coach of Dallas was going to be. Why Angel, if she knew Olivia Miles was going to be at Minnesota, she may have considered it. If she knew Natasha Howard was going to be there, she may have considered it. Just like she didn't know that Jose was going to be a stand-up guy. Like we all thought, he was just going to be someone there to babysit Paige, but apparently not. But you wouldn't know that until he actually coached, unless you did some deep research into him. But and then you had the whole AZ factor, which I know a lot of people like to poo-poo. But on one hand, Angel may not have wanted to be around AZ because her brother didn't like the fact that her and Angel would hang out and hang around. Doesn't mean that Angel's gonna stop
her brother. The thing is this: if Angel would have went there, they would have gave up that position, so AZ wouldn't have been there anyway.
No, I think no. They would have kept. No, they would have got AZ and got rid of Enrique, because the trade was for Enrique and 3 to 4 number ones.
And it wasn't for the number one of this year.
I don't remember what years it was, but it was Enrique and 3 number ones and maybe another one.
It was Enrique. I think it was this year and 2 future number ones or something like that. So if it was this year, I think it was also this year. So AZ.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I don't know because obviously having and
who cares what her brother think? What people don't realize is that all of them played together. Angel know her brother.
Well, here's the thing, Tony. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but if I'm Angel, I'm thinking, well, maybe this could be a messy situation. What if they break up? What if they get into a fight? What if I know they're professionals?
I don't think she's looking at it like that. I just think that she thought the dream was just a better sell.
It was a better team as far as it was a ready-made team you can close your eyes and walk into.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think they can overcome all their problems.
Understand because they ended up talking about that.
I think they can overcome all their problems, but it's just that Ryan Howard, Leash, Canada, Hillman, and Angel all need to get on the same page. And Brooklyn, who's been on the show, he has a show. And on his show, he said he looked at the games where they were winning and he looked at the games they were losing. And despite what you may think, Tony, and what I may think, you know what he said was the common denominator?
What was it?
He said the common denominator was, and it makes sense when you hear it, was that both Naz Hillman and Izzy Borlée were producing. He said that's the common denominator. They were producing. So my response to that is, well, that's the coach's job to either make sure they produce or find other people who can produce for them.
He said they weren't producing?
No, he said they were. He said the common denominator. He said the common denominator when they were winning was that Hillman and Borlée were producing, and during the 4-game streak, however long it was, and he said in the last 5 games, he said neither Borlée or Naz have been producing.
Well, he's not lying. I mean,
I agree.
It's easy to say.
I have my own reasons. I'm sure you have your own reasons, but it's the coach's job to get them.
Yeah, and we talked about that. It's the coach's job, right? It ain't people alluded to. Oh well, you're the players. Yeah, the players is one entity. The coach has to do the coach's job, and the coach has to coach up his team. That's it.
I agree. He's either got to find a way to get Naz and Borlée into it, and or he has to replace them with people who will make up for their production.
Absolutely. Yep, but we're going to get out of here because, again, like I said, we've been on here much too long. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to start cutting my shows, guys, to exactly 2 hours. This one went on because I wanted to talk about the Skylar Diggins thing, so that gave me another 40 minutes on just her. And then, of course,
you want to get off at 8 o'clock. Next time you say that, I'll make sure we get off when you want to get off, Toni. I promise.
Yeah, we're gonna get off. Well, moving forward, 2 hours gonna be the limit. Whatever we're talking about, I'm gonna get my soliloquy out of that particular show. And then if we want to bring some other things up, we'll bring those other things up. But we'll try to make sure we keep it in the realm of the show. However, we go veer off just a little bit, not too much. I think we do a pretty good job with that. I appreciate you coming up for sure. But I'm gonna go put this stuff down, get ready so I can sit here and listen to Keisha's show, Keisha and Duvall, and probably be in the chat and be a menace. And that's it. Oh, she wins. Thank you so much. You're always so great. You send me all the stuff when I'm lacking. I've had a long, busy day today. I've had 3 conference calls. I had a meeting to go to this morning. And so, yes, I have been all meeting out and did not have a chance to pull most of that stuff. But of course, I was ready for my show. But for this stuff for Diggins, I did not see yet. So I'm glad y'all brought that to my attention and gave it to me so I could go over it real quick. So that's perfect. I don't have to come back and revisit it. Also, like I said, Duvall and Keisha is going to go over that as well. Also, my show with Keisha on Full Court Trio, we didn't make it yesterday because Keisha was enjoying herself. She had a lot of party fun. But we're going to switch it from being on the Saturday to being Tuesdays and Thursdays. I talked today. So we'll just keep everything for me at 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So I'm going to go my regular show, which I'm doing now, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5. And then my Full Court Trio show with Keisha is going to be Tuesday and Thursday. So your guys are going to get us 5 days a week. That way, if something else pop off on the weekend, we can catch the stuff on the weekend. But other than that, thank you all so much. Hey, MSL, it's always a pleasure. You know that. You know it. I appreciate you for coming up. Chat.
Same here, Toni.
Thank you, guys.
Same here. Thank you.
Always there. Oh, absolutely. No problem. No problem. No problem. And next time I'm in here this long, y'all tell me about sending me a super chat and say, Toni, it's time to go. Here's a $2 super chat or something.
Usually it's big girl that's the heavy, right?
I say big money, no whammies.
Talk about benedictions, right?
Exactly.
It's always big girl talk about benedictions.
Oh, that's big girl. That's our girl, though. That's our girl. With that being said, guys, I will catch y'all on the next one. That will be on the next one, y'all. Wednesday. But if we go tomorrow, remember we'll have Full Court Trio tomorrow. We're trying to do everything around the same time, so that way we don't have y'all all over the place at different times. So we're going to try to revamp that schedule and make it a little bit better. What do y'all think about that? If you do, put a thumbs up, put a one up, say hooray, something. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out of here. But catch you on the next one, gang.